Round one. Fight!
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am your host for this evening. I'm Jordan, Movie Hero Anderson, or W. Griswold, as you'll see who I'm kind of rooting for tonight. But welcome to Tier Ranker Fights. This is episode number 41 coming at you. We're doing best 80s comedy. Get a little bit of a wide shot of me tonight. I did a video the other night because my co-host Austin was generous enough to send me a pretty cool little Christmas package of about 30 movies, so I did an unboxing, and I had the setup, so I'm like, why not just try it out for a show and just see how it goes for a couple hours doing the show. We'll see if my back does fine, because my table's a little lower, so I mean, it might be fine, I might not be. We'll see if I go back to the regular format or not, but anyways, we'll just jump into it. Though I'll go to introduce our panel for tonight. We have my co-host, Austin Pez. Howell. How's it going?
Hey, I'll say what you were about to say. Hey, hello, every guys and gals and every teens in between.
Yeah, right.
No, it's good to be here. The 80s, we thought the decade was stacked a few weeks back when we did the 2000s, 2009. There was a lot of movies on the list, but boy, did they make quite a few comedies in the 80s, as you'll see.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you'll see the sheer number of movies on this list. We'll try and get to as much as we can. We won't get to all of them, but we'll get to the best ones. So. But I'll introduce watch all of our guests, our returning guests to Tier Ranker Fights. So they've all been here, done that before. So I'll introduce Brother Lomas. How's it going?
Hello. I'm excited to have 75 movies in the A tier tonight. Excellent.
Right?
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, there's a lot of movies.
I just one of those ones I was looking up and on the list, and like usually I try to watch like the worst movie on the list, but even to me, like the worst movie on the list is not really below B tier. I think there's like I don't think we have anything in the F tier, honestly, tonight. But no. Well, there's no Adam Sandler wasn't around yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but might be a little surprised, or maybe not so surprised about how many times I say I haven't seen this movie, but we'll see. So, but we'll introduce our last two guests for tonight. We have Richie Goodacare. How's it going?
What's up? I'm here again. I think this is. I mean, I have been on ranking. I mean, it's a tier 5 before, but I haven't. This is my first full episode because I think I was there as like a last minute fill in. So it's like
partial. Just some partial appearances. Yeah.
We're excited to have you, though. Yeah, and then last but certainly not least, we have Papa West. How's it going?
Hey, you guys!
Yep, that's right.
Doing great. Jordan, I do need to correct you. This is my first time on Tier Ranker Fights. I've been on Fantasy Fights, but I have not been on Tier Fights. I've watched, but never actually been on.
I always forget who's done which iteration of the show, because there's really no rhyme or reason to what show we're gonna do. We just pick topics, and then whatever show that it fits better in, we'll just go with that. So yeah, but yeah. So we'll just jump into it because we got a pretty stacked show tonight. But if you want to, Austin as the co-host, explain how the tier ranker fight's going to work, and I'll bring up the chart here.
Yeah, so tier ranker fights, we've got a pretty, like I said, a pretty lengthy list of 80s comedies. There's about roughly 90 or so on the list, I believe. There's a whole bunch. We usually shoot for about, maybe 60, but when it comes to a decade like this, you just can't help but have many movies on there to try to cover as many as we can. But we've got a chart here. We got S for superior, so anything you think is just the best of the best is going to go up there, and we only allow 10 in the S tier by the end of the show, so we want to try to get a top 10, and then we pull 3 from the A tier for our honorable mentions, but the rest right after S tier goes kind of like grades in school, A, B, C, D, F, and you can nominate any movie when it's your turn for any tier for any reason and kind of explain. So what we'll do is we'll start kind of at the bottom of the ladder. Papa West will be up first once we bring up the chart, and you can nominate any movie you like for any tier and basically give us about a minute or less why it deserves to be in that tier, and then we will go up the ladder and everybody will either agree, disagree, what tier you think it should go in and why, and we'll come to a kind of consensus median vote as to where it goes. So based on all the votes, and I kind of I keep a little handy chart here myself, and I keep track of all the letter grades, so we can it helps with the rankings later. And that's basically kind of how it works. And around the 2-hour mark or so, we'll kind of see when we're getting close to there. We will cut it off and wrap it up with our kind of rapid fire Hail Mary round, and I'll explain a little bit how that works when we get there.
Yeah. Sounds good, and we always start from the bottom of the ladder, so just like on tournament fights. So Papa West, you'll be up first, and while you take a look at everything, for some reason it won't let me post all the entire list in the private chat beforehand. I don't know why, because when I do it, once you guys jump into the stream, it won't be visible to you guys. So I'll show you everything here. I'll do like a slow little scroll, but while you're talking, I'll post it in the private chat so you can be able to see that.
Yeah, and one other thing I've tried to say, pretty much for something to make the list, we need at least 3 people to have a qualified vote to make it in a certain tier. So we kind of need 3 people to have seen it. So it might be tough, some of these. Maybe you might get 1 or 2 people that have seen it, maybe some ones that haven't. But we haven't seen tier, excuse me, for that as well. But hopefully
even not a comedy.
Hopefully we do.
You think one might not be?
If you think one's not quite a comedy, maybe it doesn't quite hit all the marks to be a comedy, we have that too. Yeah, but basically, while Jordan's, while everybody's talking, Jordan will get everything in the private chat. But pretty much, if there's an 80s comedy, it's most likely on this list somewhere. We'll get it up on the chart, and we post them in our earlier private chat in the Facebook Messenger as well, so you can refer back to that. But Papa West, you sir will be up first.
Yeah, so
like you said, you can pick anything you want, sir, and get us started, kick it off, man. Yeah, all kinds of good movies on there.
Okay. So the first one that I want to talk about, I haven't seen it quite yet. Stop, Jordan. I see it.
All right. What do you got?
There are a certain amount of really good parody movies. Some are great, some are bad. This one is fantastic. It parodies a lot of sci-fi stuff, which I love sci-fi, along with comedy. It does a great job of it, and also makes fun of consumerism, which is hilarious in and of itself. I can simply just say by one quote, and you'll know what it is. May the Schwartz be with you.
Yes. May the Schwartz.
I annoyed Richie's dog by doing that, so you're all welcome. Spaceballs.
Oh, real quick, I got to go off camera. I've got to do several costume switches throughout tonight, so I got to do a costume switch real quick.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, sounds good. Nice.
No, Spaceballs the movie. It is an S tier for superior. Hilarious, immediately quotable. An amazing, amazing comedy, amazing movie, and it does the whole, I am your father twist. It's one of the few parodies that does that great. I am your father's uncle's cousin's roommate's twice removed girlfriend. Just this random list of all these relationships. Great comedy, quotable, hilarious, S tier.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Richie, Spaceballs. Mel Brooks' Spaceballs has been nominated for S tier. Do you agree? Disagree? Why?
Yeah.
I watched. I first watched this when I was like probably like too young to get the jokes, probably like 8 or 9, and then I went back to it a few years ago. Yeah, no, it is really good. I think it is one of the better parody movies. And it parodies in a way where it's not just we're referencing that. Yeah, we're just referencing that thing. No, they actually got good jokes to. Around it. It's really good. I personally put it an A, but I don't know. I don't think it's offensive that it's an S tier, but I'd put it. I would say A.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good. Well,
Lomas,
what do you think?
It's definitely an S tier. It is if it may be the best parody movie ever, it definitely is the best Star Wars movie ever. And it is not close. Like New Hope, Return of the Jedi, they pale in comparison. This is the one Star Wars movie that got everything right. And it has a John Hurt alien cameo that is one of the all-time best drop-in cameos of all time.
We're at the end, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, Spaceballs is on my personal S tier list out of all this. It's if we're gonna have a Mel Brooks movie on here, which I think we should, I think it's got to be Spaceballs. Just the opening shot alone with the never-ending ship that just keeps going and going and going is brilliant in itself. It just kind of never ends. And Mel Brooks wanted it to be 90 minutes of just a spaceship that just kept going and going and going, which would be even more brilliant. But it's great. I'm a huge Rick Moranis fan, and I think as Dark Helmet, as my T-shirt I switched into, would show, and it has a great quote at the bottom. You won't be able to see it, but it's the quote of "Evil will always triumph because good is dumb," which I truly believe. In real life,
kind of true.
It's kind of true, especially in movies. Come on, John Candy. Bill Pullman, awesome. And like I said, Rick Moranis is genius, and I think it's freaking fantastic. Yeah, Spaceballs deserves to be in the S tier.
Yeah, and I agree with everything you guys said. Like Spaceballs definitely S tier. A little late to the Spaceballs party. I probably saw it I don't know, like when I was in high school, but it was like early 2000s when I saw it. But my favorite scene for sure that I always love to quote it. When he's like, comb the desert, and they're out in the desert, and you see the black guy on there. It's like, man, we ain't found shit out there. It's just so good. Yeah. So there's so many good lines. We're being jammed, and then you see a big jar of jam exploding on the ship, or the guy that makes all the sound effects from the Police Academy movies. So,
Michael Winslow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I agree with everything that you guys said. S tier. So.
All right. Well, with 4 S's and an A, it's going to be in the S tier for Spaceballs. Mel Brooks kicking it off. All right. Well, we'll move on up to Mr. Richie. Yeah. What would you like to nominate or talk about, sir? For any tier?
Well, if you look at maybe spoof or parody movies today, would you be forgiven to believe if you didn't sort of watch the 90s or 80s parody movies that that Hollywood just doesn't know how to make parody movies. That is far from the truth. And I think one of the movies that started off and still really good is Airplane. I think Airplane.
Yes. There it is. Yeah.
I think this movie is fantastic. The fact that they didn't they took a script from a serious movie and didn't alter it really at all. They just turned it into a comedy. They just
0 Hour. It has the same exact dialogue as 0 Hour. It's literally the same movie, just with the parody elements thrown in between. Yes.
Yeah. And then
that's awesome.
Before this, Leslie Nielsen was sort of known as just the serious guy. No one knew that he could do comedy that well. Now he's just from that on, he's just known as the spoof comedy guy, and he's so good. He's he's one of just one of the best. He turned out to be one of the best comedic actors we've ever had. And just endlessly quotable. You can't surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's classic one.
Just the absurdity, and yeah, I absolutely love it. So yeah, it's to me it's S tier.
Yeah.
All right. Brother Loomis, what do you think about Airplane? Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a high A. Like when it comes to like Airplane, like the air traffic control guy, it's like I picked the wrong week to stop doing cocaine. Like if it was 2 hours of just that guy sinking further and further into debauchery, it may have been the greatest movie ever. But
picked a hell of a day to stop sniffing glue.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a high A. It's a fun movie. Sometimes like slapstick doesn't like land perfectly, which is weird because I just put Spaceballs in S and there's a lot of slapstick elements. But I think I'm not even being logically consistent. It's an A. I don't have a good reason for it. I like Spaceballs better.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That sounds good. But yeah, what do you think, Austin, for Airplane?
Yeah, so up until about 2 years ago, I had actually never seen Airplane, and I sat down and watched it. But I was a huge fan of like the Naked Gun movies, so I was familiar with like David Zucker and all that kind of stuff. And man, like I was blown away by Airplane. I've gone back to it many times since the first time I watched it. I think it's S tier. Like Airplane is the standard, like the gold standard of if you're going to do a parody movie. And again, hey, Freebird and Seltzer, you assholes who make like disaster movie and epic movie, go fuck yourselves. Go watch Airplane. Right. Go watch a real parody movie. And a parody movie is not a reference movie. The parody movies where people play it straight and wacky shit is kind of happening around them. That's why it's funny. It's because they're playing it straight. They're doing 0 Hour in this movie, this shitty movie, and there's wacky shit happening around them. No, but it's great. And I'll just ask the panel if you've ever seen a grown man naked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've been here after this show goes off the air, so unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, we have.
Right.
We've seen the Barbarian in a hot tub.
Yeah, right.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You ever see the Barbarian in a hot tub?
Yeah.
Like gladiator movies?
Yeah, right.
You ever been in a Turkish prison?
Yeah, I'd say Airplane's S tier. I probably like Spaceballs better, so I would put Airplane in like a low S. But when anything that has Leslie Nielsen and then Jeff Bridges or
Lloyd Bridges,
Lloyd Bridges, yeah. So like those two together are like always awesome and like any parody spoof movie because they know how to play it straight so well with just the chaos happening around them. So yeah, like,
dude, what about Robert Stack, the host of Unsolved Mysteries, like playing it straight in this movie, like running around? Like he's great. Like you have the guy who hosts Unsolved Mysteries as like the guy trying to guide the plane in. Like he's great. Like this movie's awesome. It holds up.
Yeah. Then you have some like fun cameos. You have like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like it's a pilot for some reason. It's just like like it's a lot of fun. So yeah, S tier, but.
Papa West.
What do you think?
I mean, y'all pretty much said it. This movie is quotable. One of the best lines in any movie. Shirley can't be serious. I do also really love like when the lady's freaking out and everyone's lined up waiting to smack her.
Beat the shit out of her.
Yes. Although I do have to say this is a spite vote. I don't think it's ahead of Spaceballs. So Lomas already gave it an A, a high A, but still an A. I'm going to give it an A as well, just so it's below Spaceballs.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you can still vote it S, but we go back and individually rank them later in the S tier. Yeah. Like we will go back in the S tier and rank the S tier later. It's not automatic. At the end of the show, we kind of shuffle our rankings around, but it's still fair enough.
I'm doing it out of spite. I
gotcha.
Sure.
Regardless of your spite, 3 S's and an A. 3 S's usually pushes it over into the S tier, so that it will stay in the S tier for now. Yeah. So 3 S's and 2 A's. All right. For Airplane. So, Brother Lomas, you are finally up, sir. I know you're excited about 80s comedies. What do you want to bring up first, sir?
I'm thrilled about this. There are 3 movies on this list that I think may not just be the best 80s comedies, but may just be the best film ever made. Like for me, there are 3 movies here that like cycle in the ether of the greatest things that have ever been created in the history of human art. So I'm going to start with the first one, and as well it should be number 1 on this list, Better Off Dead.
That's gonna be
Better Off Dead.
It is. It is the first comedy that I ever remember seeing that just completely did its own thing. Like it follows no rhyme or reason. Like the entire premise of the movie is a man who repeatedly is trying to kill himself, and yet it's an uplifting, hilarious film. And then there are just so many bizarre elements that like shouldn't be funny. Like everything in the movie shouldn't be funny. It's about suicide. It's about a grown man repeatedly trying to kill a paper boy, about a man trying to hold an exchange student hostage. Yet despite all of these horrible things, it's uplifting and hilarious. And to manage to do that is with such craft. Oh man, it just makes me happy every time I think about this film. It is everything wrong that becomes right.
Yep, exactly. Austin, what do you think?
Boy, I saw Better Off Dead for the first time, and Richie knows this, about 3 weeks ago because it came up on his top 64, so I know where he's going to go on this movie. But yeah, I just saw it for the first time. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't even know the premise really. I was not ready for the tone that this movie would take or kind of the bizarre shit that it does do because it doesn't really establish any rules as to what type of movie we're in. If I knew it was some kind of parody movie like an Airplane or a, like a Naked Gun where there would be bizarre shit happening and people playing it straight, I kind of would have been ready for it, but it's not that. So a lot of things threw me off. Don't get me wrong, I laughed at a lot of stuff in the movie that just kind of came out of nowhere, but the tone of the movie threw me off, and I got into some of it and I didn't some of it. I still enjoyed it overall. I would put it in a B tier because I thought the whole thing was strange. It'll grow on me over time, I'm sure, but given the fact that I just saw it like 3 weeks ago for the first time, I can't call it like one of the greatest movies ever just yet. So I go B tier.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
B is for Better Off Dead.
Yeah. Well, you might not be too happy with me either because I'm in the same boat as Pez. I saw it for the first time about 3 weeks ago too because we were prepping for Richie's show and yeah, like I wasn't ready for it either. I will say though that the last 20 minutes of the movie is like some of the greatest stuff that I've ever seen in a movie. I really like once he starts kind of building the relationship with the French girl, and then that kid that's like randomly chasing, like, where's my $2? Where's my $2? And they go off the like cliff together, and the kid just like careens off a cliff. That's like comedy gold. But like there's a lot of weird things, like the mom just randomly cooking like an octopus, like in the background, or like there's like something on like John Cusack's plate, and that slowly like shuffles off the screen. And it's just like
really why is Chosen from Karate Kid just doing a Howard Cosell impression in a car for like most of the movie?
Yeah.
Like I just don't like I they never really said like why he's doing that. He just is, which I understand a lot of this movie it just is, but it just threw me off. Like nothing's really explained. I don't know. And if it was in a parody world, I would understand, but like I don't think they established those rules. Me personally.
Yeah, right.
So brilliant.
I guess.
Yeah, so I'm the same way. Like, I think this might be a movie that might actually end up growing on me over time. But I think for right now, that I'm at about a B tier too. I think so.
Hey, Lomas, I blind bought the Blu-ray. I've got it sitting over there, so I'm sure I will pop it back in at another point. Like I blind buy a lot of these movies and just put them in my collection. But no, I have it.
Yeah.
Papa West, have you seen Better Off Dead?
So we had this discussion on Richie's top 64. Before that, I had not watched it. Richie did not do enough to sell me on this movie, so it is one that I have not watched yet. But that being said, Brother Lomas, you did a much better job than Richie at selling me this movie. So it's slowly creeping up to make that list of stuff that I will think about watching. Richie, I do have to say, The Castle, I still haven't watched that one yet. Although it is still on that list of I need to watch it.
I see it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Hey, The Castle is an 80s comedy. How come that isn't on this list?
Yeah, right.
I put The Castle in an S tier. Anyways, Richie, we know it's in your 64. Would you put it in S tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was fully prepared just because I know your feelings on it. I was going to go. Look, I didn't think it would be going into S tier, so I would have hunted for a B. But now that he's going to, I'll back the movie now that Lomas Board haven't put it S tier. This movie is fucking weird. I love it. I love it. It's off the wall, bonkers. I like, like the part where he's gonna get suicide of it, then he changes his mind, but then he gets pushed up, and then he he lands in a garbage truck, and then the guy's like, oh, why are they throwing? It's a shame people throw a perfectly good white boy.
Yeah, right.
Just out of nowhere. It's really funny.
The good white boy.
Just out of I love it. And I came to it a bit late too. I watched it for another show. And I didn't realize that the kind of the skiing thing at the end where they go down the mountain. South Park carry that with the big an early episode where the Stan Darsh thing, a pizza, French fry. But I look. Because it's already been put up, I know it's not going to be in the S tier, but I will say S tier. I will, but just so it can get a higher rating, potentially.
Yeah, you can nominate for S tier. Yeah, that's fine.
That's good.
So, but here's the we do have 4 votes. So I mean, 2 S's and 2 B's. It'll still end up in the A tier, and still has a shot at the honorable mention list. So I mean, it's still got a shot, and it'll still be up there.
Yeah.
So two S tier votes definitely helps when we go to do honorable mentions, because there's other ones that only had A votes, but some that had S votes. That definitely helps. So we will keep that in mind. So
I do want to add that it's another one of those random movies where Curtis Armstrong shows up as the best friend. Like I've seen 3 or 4 of these 80s movies that I watch. I'm like, oh, there he is again, Curtis Armstrong. He's back. Yeah. So yeah. But I like him, so I was actually happy to see him. So.
Well, I had seen also, isn't Vincent Schiavelli a teacher in this movie? Doesn't he teach the calculus class or something like that, where everybody's really into the calculus shit? Is that right?
I think that's it.
Because then I watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and he's a teacher in that too. I kept seeing Vincent Schiavelli as a teacher. It's a character actor in all these movies, and the same thing with the dude from Karate Kid 2 was in 3 of these movies. Curtis Armstrong, everything. So you see a lot of the same people when you watch a lot of these movies in a row.
Yeah.
All right.
But
well,
Austin, you're up next,
speaking of Curtis Armstrong, I won't do my full costume change. I'll just hold it up to the camera here. Lambda, Mega Moo. We got to have a college comedy on here, and my personal number 1 comedy from the 80s is right there over on the left. It's Revenge of the Nerds, and I think Revenge of the Nerds is solidly in the S tier. Look, I love a good college raunchy debauchery filled comedy, but this one legitimately has a good story. There's a lot of movies in the 80s centered around nerds and science and nerds trying to fit in and do their thing, but this one is actually legitimately about kind of what they say in the movie, nerd persecution. And it's a really but the whole cast is, everybody does a phenomenal job. And Robert Carradine is great. Anthony Edwards as the 2 kind of main leads are fantastic. Curtis Armstrong, who said as Booger, Ted McKinley as as the typical jock. And come on, dude, this movie has ogre. Come on, nerds.
Yeah.
He's fucking fantastic. A young John Goodman as the coach. Move it. He's look. It has everything you can want. It's got a heart. It's got the panty raids. It's got all the debaucherous shit you would get in these movies. But there's a great story behind it, and just tremendous character moments throughout it. I love Revenge of the Nerds. I put it solidly in the S tier.
Yeah, and I saw Revenge of the Nerds for the first time just probably a week or 2 ago, and to study for this, and it came highly recommended from Austin. So I'm like, I got to give it a shot, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. That movie was actually really, really cool, especially some of the stuff that they do at the end when they do the whole talent show stuff. That's a lot of fun, and then
using their brains as nerds to beat the jocks and the brawn.
Yep.
Yes,
exactly.
Great.
Yeah, and then some of the pranks they're able to pull on the other the
liquid heat.
Their houses,
liquid heat.
These liquid heat, and then hide all the cameras and everything that they fall asleep watching them and stuff. It's a lot of fun, and it's just one of those movies that's just for for me, when I grew up, like being a nerd wasn't cool yet. Like nowadays, like it's considered cool to be a nerd, but I think back then, especially when the movie came out, like it wasn't cool to be a nerd. Like you got the crap kicked out of you for being a nerd and for being smart and for expressing some of the things that you're into.
That's why the ending is great. There's a lot more of us than there are you, Jocks. There's a lot more nerds out there than there are you.
Yeah, but then they show all the people in the crowd that are also nerds. Yeah. So like I would say S tier. Like I might tend to go a little lower on the S tier for it, but just because of some of the other movies we have on the list. But I'll say S tier. Papa West.
So I have several hot takes when it comes to 80s comedies. And this is one of them. I am not a fan of Revenge of the Nerds. My brother and I, growing up, we would spend a bunch of summer nights watching movies up until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember this is one that we watched a couple times. It just never stuck with me. I've tried to watch it occasionally since, but I've never like actually finished it since I was a kid. So I'm gonna go with D tier. I don't like this movie that much.
What?
I know.
Shit.
I know.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
West, it's just dragging us down.
Yes,
Jesus
I'm sorry.
Christ. I'm gonna spite vote some of your shit later. You better be careful.
Yeah. You create some enemies, but Richie, what do you think?
You fucking nerd. Put it in S tier, you fucking nerd.
I don't know if you want my opinion here, considering what just happened. No,
yeah, Richie.
I watched this. I watched like not too long ago. Yeah, I've seen it before, and it's I don't know. Like I had fun. It's fine. I just wouldn't. I don't know. Like I tend to like a lot of like I've seen a lot of people go that sort of criticize stuff that doesn't sort of hold up in modern day. But I tend to watch movies like through that sort of the lens of that sort of time period. So I'm not like I don't get that as sort of I don't really get offended anyway. But I don't get put off by certain stuff. But like it is fun and like I do like the bit of it. I like the end where it's like there's use their brain to beat the bullies. But yeah, I don't know. There is something there. I'm not as harsh on it as Papa West is. I didn't hate it. I liked it, but I put it in B.
All right. Well, Brother Lomas, what do you think?
I'll have two minds. This for me personally, it is an S tier, so that's where my vote is going to go. But I think culturally, it is one of the 80s movies that has not aged that well. There's a lot of like racial and sexual tropes, that have not aged well with time. So I think if you're coming into it, if you're younger and coming into it, it probably won't hold up that well for you through your cultural lens. But, I grew up with movies like this. So for me personally, it's an S. But I think if you're a younger person watching it, you're probably not going to get the same enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. Well, that's 3 S's and like a
B and a D. It's going to
and
pull
a
it
D,
down
so
into fucking A tier, isn't it? God damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking Papa West. I can't wait to see what you vote next so I can vote it into oblivion. Just out of spite.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ugh.
Well, I'm going to save my favorite movie on the list maybe for the next round or two, but I'm going to go with one that I actually just watched all the way through for the first time. I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years, but I'm going to go with it's Showtime. Yep.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Yeah. So like I freaking love this movie, and I grew up actually watching the cartoon series as a kid before I ever even watched this movie, and like this movie is I just like the cartoon series. I know the cartoon series based off of the movie, but even so, like they both kind of go hand in hand for me. Like a lot of nostalgia, and like I've never been a huge fan of Alec Baldwin, but in this movie, he's actually playing like a fun character that's not a complete and total creep like he does in a lot of his other movies. And Winona Ryder's great. Like I always had a huge crush on her, back in the day, and then like Michael Keaton, of course. What more can you say about Michael Keaton? And then Gina Davis, Catherine O'Hara. I'm a massive Catherine O'Hara fan. Like she's probably like in my top 5 favorite actresses of all time. So like Beetlejuice, I feel like it's probably an easy S, but we'll see what you guys say because for sure it's an S. Like this shoots right to the top of S for me. So, but Papa West, what do you think?
Yeah, so I remember the first time I watched this. It was after the animated series, and I want to say it was on Disney Channel for some weird reason. And I watched it. I'm like, this is weird. It's not quite the cartoon show, but it's all right. And then shortly after, I fell in love with Michael Keaton. Of course, the two Batman movies he was in '89, and then Batman Returns. And then a friend of mine was like, "You realize that's Beetlejuice, right?" And it's directed by the same guy as Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice came out after Batman, and it blew my mind.
Before.
It came out right before. It blew my mind. I'm like, there's no way that's the same dude. There's no way it's the same director. And I had to watch it again. And it definitely, I definitely agree. It is a good comedy. I don't hold it as high regards. I definitely hold it over Revenge of the Nerds. I go with an A. I'd go with an A on it.
Well, sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, Beetlejuice is a great movie. It is a great movie. I have a lot of fun with it. Michael Keaton is great. Like all the performances are great. I think maybe there's just on this list that are more fun. Like as a strictly a comedy, funnier. It is a good comedy. But if I'm going to judge it straight up, what's the best comedy? It's still a really good movie. I would agree with Papa. I'll put it in A.
All right, sounds good. Lomas, what do you think?
I'm going to go with them. I'm going to put it in A. I don't like when I conceptualize it. I don't think of it as a comedy. I think of it more as like a genre, almost like horror movie, than I do a comedy. But it's still a wonderful movie. But I'll go with A.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin,
I'm like a solid A for Beetlejuice. I think Beetlejuice. I don't think Michael Keaton's in it enough. Like, he don't show up to like 45 minutes into that movie,
right.
And you're kind of waiting, like almost a little too long for him to show up. Other than like the little video they show of him. If he was in the movie a little bit more, I would probably scoot it up or love it. I just think it takes a while to get there. I'm kind of more fascinated. I think Beetlejuice is easily the best thing about it. Like, Keaton's great. I'm almost more fascinated with the concepts they put in the movie about like the waiting rooms in the afterlife and all the menial jobs and like all the weird shit you have to deal with once you're dead, like all the books and how to deal with death and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I like the mythology they kind of set up. It's pretty fascinating, and I've always had a big thing for Gina Davis, so like I think she's really good in this movie. I put an A tier. Like, I think it's really solid Tim Burton, and really solid as a movie. So I'll go A tier.
Yeah, so 4 A's and an S, so probably maybe.
Yeah, it'll slide down into A tier.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're back down to Papa West. So you got another one you want to pick?
We're gonna go with another classic. You can go ahead and stop there. Wild Thing, You Make My Heart Sing. We're gonna go with Major League. Great baseball comedy.
Happy with that one.
Great baseball comedy. They want to move the team down to Miami, and so they get a bunch of ragtag nobodies, and the team actually does good. I think they barely missed the playoffs, I believe, but they do a lot better than they should. And then Charlie Sheen, he has to wear like those grandma glasses. And then you have Jobu, like the best little idol ever. No, this is one of the better sports comedies that are out there. I'm gonna go with an S tier on it.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I watched this not too long ago. And I did really enjoy it. I thought the performances are great. Dennis Haysbert's really good in this movie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But I don't know how the characters. It is very. It's very fun. I don't know if I should go S tier, but it is one of the better sports comedies. But I would go solid A.
Yeah, sounds good. Lomas, what do you think?
We did this on our baseball tier ranker. This is near the top of S. This is an amazing film. if I had the money, I would pay Bob Uecker just to be Harry Doyle and narrate my day-to-day life.
Yes.
But it is an S, and it is up there for me, an S.
Yep. Oh. Sounds good, Austin.
Just a reminder, folks, next week is Die Hard night for any fans who were actually alive last time the Indians won the pennant. Fucking Bob Uecker is maybe the greatest play-by-play announcer in the history of movies. In this movie, he's so great. If he actually did play-by-play for like a team, I would listen to it all day, every day. Major League is awesome. It was high up on our baseball thing for a reason, but just in general, I think if you're going to put a sports comedy, from the 80s, I think Major League is pretty high up there. So yeah, I'll roll with it. Probably like a low S tier for me, just compared to some of the love I have for some of the other movies on here, but it would still be S.
Yeah. Like, are you trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? I mean, come on. There's like so many like really awesome lines. Yeah, and then Dennis Haysbert doing all the voodoo stuff. It's just like just kind of off the wall. Like when I first saw it, I didn't even recognize him. I was just like, is that Dennis Haysbert, like the Allstate guy right there? Jeez. Yeah. So
our post-game show tonight is brought to you by Christ, to hell with it. I can't find it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I watched this movie for the first time, actually. It was a few months ago when we did our best baseball movies. And I had a great time with it. Like I would say S tier. I'd probably go a little lower on the S tier, but I'd say S tier. Yeah, for sure. So
all right, 4 S's and an A. So yeah, it's solidly in that S tier. Yeah,
4 and an A. Yeah. So
all right.
So it stays up there. So yeah, we'll throw it back over to Richie.
I'd love for Bob Uecker to do like a commentary with Jason Bateman's character in Dodgeball.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That'd be an awesome pairing. Yeah. I'll do the slow scroll for you, Richie, if you got one.
Yeah, no, I've got one. I'm going to take a risk and go underrated one. It might be on my underrated list when it's with tournament fights here, but I think I watched it a couple times. It's really funny. I'm going to go for Stakeout.
Yeah.
He's right there. That's it.
Was it that one? Oh yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's an action comedy with Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez. They're tasked to sort of just monitor like a dude stake out that guy that escaped from prison, and it's just really funny. Richard Dreyfuss is really good in this movie. I wish he did more comedies. But yeah, I know that I probably wouldn't be able to get into like STX. I'm just worried people haven't seen it, but and it's probably not. I don't know. I would punt for a solid A. Though. I think it's really good.
Yeah, do that. Sounds good.
Lomas, you seen the Stakeout?
I have. I'm gonna give it a B. This is trying to think of a good way to explain it. Like, this is one of those movies that would be on cable. Like, it would come on cable. You're like, that movie's not bad. But it's not a movie you would like go searching on Amazon to buy the Blu-ray for. It's a solid 80s comedy, but it's not like an iconic 80s comedy. So it's not an A, it's not an S. It's a solid movie, but I don't know. For me, it's not something that when I think of 80s comedies that jumps up in my head.
Yeah.
And I actually think the sequel, Another Stakeout, is funnier than the original. Even though it has Rosie O'Donnell, which is a big drawback, but I still think the sequel.
Yeah, right. Yep. Well, Austin, think for Stakeout.
I haven't seen Stakeout, and what I'm hearing so far is not really making me inclined to go blind buy a Blu-ray of it, unfortunately. So no, I think I'll leave that one on the table.
Yeah. Well, I have seen it, and it's a lot of fun. Like I'm a huge Emilio Estevez fan, and like him going up with Richard Dreyfuss, just kind of like annoying the hell out of each other. Like they're just like on this long stakeout, and they're like just kind of all the like banter back and forth. But they're like, I don't believe it. They ate all the food and they left the dog turds in the fridge, and then like you have to go to the store to like like stuck up on like groceries. So it's kind of like all the minutia that you would see it in like police work when they're on this long stakeout. So I have fun with it for what it is, but I probably this one's tough because I'm high on Emilio Estevez, so like he kind of bumped it up for me. So I'll go A. Like I'll give it a solid A, I think. So yeah. Papa West.
All right, so Pez, you won't blind buy it on Blu-ray. It is $3.99 on YouTube right now, so a little bit cheaper that way.
I don't buy shit on YouTube. I buy physical media, son.
Well, it's to rent, so you're not buying it; you're renting it. I also have not watched this movie, and it's not on my list right now either. So
yeah.
When it's free on YouTube, we'll talk.
Yeah, well, we got 2 A's and a B, so maybe it just kind of ends up like in the lower A, maybe like lower A range. So we could leave it there. Yeah. But we'll throw it back to Brother Lomas. So you got one you want to talk about?
Yes, I am going to throw. There are not many movies on this list that I do not love. There are only like 2 that I actively dislike, but I want to at least fill in something in the bottom tier here. So I'm going to throw out an F for you. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, really?
Ooh, wow.
Garbage. Flaming garbage.
Really?
Yes, this movie is not funny. The main character is dislikable. The only likable character, the actor, ended up getting busted for pedophilia. This movie has no redeeming qualities. If it was not for social peer pressure, no one could objectively watch this movie and find it funny. It is horrific. Everything about this movie is horrific. The only redeeming quality that it has is if you are a Schmodown fan from the old days, John Schnepp has a cameo. That is this movie's only redeeming feature.
Yep, he's in the credits of Parade. Yeah. But, well, we'll see if anyone agrees or not. But
I'll tell you.
Austin, what do you think?
Funny enough, it's not that much of a hot take because I fucking hate Ferris Bueller's Day Off too.
Thank
so
you
know what?
Austin.
Fuck it. Let's put it. Let's put it in the F tier for F for Ferris because I fucking hate this movie. I don't understand why people like it. I like Ferris is a shit. He's a little shit in the movie, and you want him to get fucking caught and get his comeuppance in this movie. He's an asshole to everybody he meets. He's an asshole to his friends. He's an asshole. He blames everything on everybody else. He fucks up his buddy's car, like his buddy's dad's car, really. He fucks it all up. He, ruins everything he touches. And, the only likable character really is, what's her name? The secretary. Like, she's all right. The one from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, too. Edie, what's her name? But, she's fun. Yeah, she's all right, but yeah, you want him to get caught. Like, you're just like, I don't fucking like this this kid. Like, he's a dick, and like Matthew Broderick, I'm not really a big fan of, anyways. And like, this is like the epitome of just his douchebaggery. Like, I don't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off either. Like, I normally wouldn't be as vehement about it, but like, yeah, I don't understand why people fucking love this movie. I just think it's boring too, like for the most part. So yeah, I'll go F on Ferris Bueller.
Man, like, you guys are like harsh on this movie. Like, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I love it, but it's fun to just kind of see it because, like funny enough, like I skipped school like way too many times, like more than I can count probably. Like I mean, a couple of friends, so like we had many days like Ferris Bueller, so like it was just kind of fun to just kind of think about doing that. Then like watching this, I'm like, man, like that just seems like an amazing day, and like they add some excitement to it. You're like trying to dodge the teacher and everything, so. Kind of adds a little excitement, and then like there's just some quotable lines, like Bueller, anyone, Bueller from Ben Stein, and then the whole thing about how like Cameron's so uptight that if you stick a rock up his asshole, that'll turn into a diamond, and there's like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't put it in the S tier by any means, but I'd still give it like a solid A. Like we'll have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go A. So, Papa West, what do you think?
This movie does have one more bright spot, and that is when they have Cam's dad's car I believe it's on cinder blocks where they have it going in reverse to try to drop down the odometer. Ferris just smacks the hood of it, and it falls off the cinder blocks and reverses right through the window.
Yeah.
I don't love this movie. I do feel it's kind of overrated, but it definitely does have some funny moments in it. I don't hate it as much as Lomas and Austin do. I'd give it a B.
Yeah. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of like I do think the movie's a bit overrated. But I do enjoy it. I don't have this visceral hate that Lomas or Austin has. But yeah, I wouldn't want to put an S tier by any means, or even I think B is a good place for it. Actually, I'd say B.
Yeah, I like the actor that plays Ed Rooney in this better than what he plays in Beetlejuice. I'll say, like, he was just boring in Beetlejuice, so he actually had a little more substance in Ferris Bueller. So, but so what are the votes, Austin?
An A, 2 B's, and 2 F's.
So like maybe like a C.
A wide margin right there.
C, yeah. Maybe a C.
We had 2 F's, so yeah, so I'll give it a C, sure. Kind of sad about it, but that's all right. Yeah.
Fucking overrated piece of shit. Yeah, I forgot how much I fucking hated Ferris Bueller. Jesus.
Fair enough. Well, Austin,
yeah.
So do you want to go?
Well, I'll pull out another one of my T-shirts for another one of my favorites. I'll hold it up to the screen here. Good old John Candy with the drill in his hand.
All right.
For a lot of people, for a movie a lot of people don't realize is an 80s movie because it came out in 89, and that's Uncle Buck. Yeah. I think Uncle Buck is to me, I think it's John Candy's finest performance. Like, I think he's damn solid in this movie, and it gets into the sappy shit at the end, but like I think the first like hour of this movie is pretty damn near perfect. Like he's tremendous. His interactions with all the the people at the school, especially the chick's boyfriend, is like fantastic. Like his chemistry with Macaulay Culkin, who's great in this movie, is awesome. They're a little back and forth. They have the dinner table. He's just like everything he does. Like his scenes with the drunken birthday clown is phenomenal. Get in your mouse and get the fuck out of here. Like it's great. Like I just think Uncle Buck is. It just holds up beautifully. It's written by John Hughes. Like he just knocks one out of the park with this one. I'm gonna go. I think that there needs to be another John Candy movie on here besides Spaceballs. Because Spaceballs, he's just like the side character. He's not the main star. But go with like a John Candy star vehicle. I think it's got to be Uncle Buck. So I'm gonna go Uncle Buck for S tier.
Yeah, Uncle Buck's a lot of fun. I love Uncle Buck. I rewatched it because I hadn't seen it in about 15 years or so, and like it really holds up still. Like it's a lot of fun. Just seeing like driving around that car that keeps exploding every time that he like stops the car or whatever. And then I forget what one of the kids says about it, but he's like freaking out over it, and he's like, it's just some kind of oil thing or like whatever. He's like, hey, your car's on fire. This is like, no, it's just oil. But and then was having Macaulay Culkin in there. Like I'm a huge fan of Macaulay Culkin, even as an adult. Like I still like him, even though he's kind of like a little different nowadays. But like has a lot of heart to it, and then just seeing him also kind of torturing the girl's boyfriend, just like with the drill or like just like whacking golf balls at him, all that kind of stuff. Like that's a lot of fun, and then like having him tied up in the trunk and stuff. So yeah. I'll say S.
You ever hear of a tune-up? You ever hear of a ritual killing?
Yeah. There's some pretty good some pretty good comebacks, and also I'll say that the teenage daughter, when I first saw this, I was like, what a bitch. She's just like a total, like I can't stand this girl. But then like you kind of see why that like she had like by the end, she kind of plays like the Grinch kind of character, like her heart grows 3 sizes by the end or whatever, and so she becomes kind of like softened to Uncle Buck. So yeah, S tier. So Papa West.
Yeah, so it has been a while since I watched Uncle Buck. But this is where I fell in love with Macaulay Culkin before Home Alone. And I just remember like he's at the door. There's the lady there trying to get in. He requires her to show like her identification, put her ID through the mail slot. I definitely need to watch. I definitely need to watch this again because it has been a while. I'd probably go with an A on it though.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie?
Yeah, like Papa West, I haven't watched this in a long time, but I do remember really enjoying it. I really, I really love chemistry between Macaulay Culkin and John Candy. John Candy's great. But yeah, I just because I don't know, I feel like maybe it hasn't stuck with me as much as others. I would, but it is a really good movie. I would say A as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Brother Lomas, what do you think?
It's an S. It's a heartwarming movie. There are like moments in this movie where like it's really regrettable for like a million reasons that John Candy died so young, because he's one of the greatest comedic actors of all time. But like there are moments in like movies like this where you could see like how a lot of those guys from the 80s, transitioned into being like the big serious actors of the 90s and early 2000s. You could see it in like the heartfelt moments of movies like this, that he had that, and he just died too young before it started to come out fully. But yeah, it's one of those movies that makes you miss John Candy even more.
Yeah. So where did you rank it?
Oh, S, sorry.
S, okay.
S,
yeah.
And I'm sorry, Jordan, what was your ranking again? I just missed it for just a second. Where'd you put it?
S.
Okay,
S,
so we got 3 S's and 2 A's, so it'll squeak into S tier, probably on the lower end of S tier, but it'll just squeak in. Yeah.
A little quote here about Bug from Moose.
Bug,
Bug.
His
name's Bug. He's like, I've been known to circumcise a giant. He's like, Bug.
A gnat.
A
gnat. Bug and a gnat.
Yeah. A gnat. Or gnat. Yeah.
Uncle Buck's awesome.
Yeah. So it stays in the S tier?
Yeah.
All right.
Here's a quarter. Right. Go downtown and have a rat and all that thing off your face.
Yeah, right.
Just talking to the principal.
Yeah, that's one of the best like when he's like strutting into the principal's office, and like he keeps saying like stuff about the melanoma, like the mole, the wart or whatever. He can't stop saying it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, but so I gotta go with I'm debating which one I want to go for, because there's one I actually like more, but I don't know if it'll get ranked as high. But you can kind of see by my screen name. I actually got to go with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because I'm actually way more of a fan of Christmas Vacation over the original. Like there's just so many lines that just get me every time. Like Aunt Bethany, she's like, "Is your house on 5 o'clock? Is Rusty still in the Navy?" Or like Grace, she passed away 40 years ago. Like, she's one of my favorite characters. She's also a little fun fact that the voice of Betty Boop, and then also Olive Oil from Popeye. So, but yeah, like I just have a lot of fun. Like the way that Cousin Eddie, he just kind of shows up out of nowhere. He's like, "Gee, Eddie, I wouldn't be any more surprised than if I woke up with my head sewn to the carpet," or like whatever. Like it's just like so many classic lines that are just like so much fun. And like maybe a little hot take to pick Christmas Vacation over the original, but like this is like one of the Christmas movies that I'll watch even outside of Christmas. I just think that it's a great movie. So yeah, I'm gonna say S tier. We'll see what you guys think. Papa West.
Yeah. So it is one of the few Christmas movies that I need to watch that I haven't yet. That we talked about in the tournament fight Christmas movies. Yeah. I still haven't watched it yet, but it's on HBO Max, so I should watch it. This next couple of weeks. It hasn't quite made the list yet.
Yeah, so
it's true.
There's still time for you, but Richie, what do you think?
This is going to be a mixed pick. It's very good. Yeah, like quotable. Like Randy Quaid kills it in this movie.
He's so good.
Cheerful. I mean, obviously, Cousin is just a great character, but but he's a good side character. I don't know, they made a direct-to-DVD Christmas Vacation 2.
Oh God, no!
It was fucking terrible.
It was terrible.
So,
But the great side character.
So he's a good side character, but yeah, this is just really it's incredible. It's just it's a charming movie, and it's like not often is a third movie in a sort of series one of the better ones, but yeah, I would say S tier.
Yeah, I love where he's like, I want to get you something real nice, Clark, and then like he has like some light bulbs on the like dog food while they're shopping it. And like he just picked up a huge thing of dog food and just crushes it, just slams it down on there. He's like, all right, and like the way that the Chevy Chase just like totally plays it straight, it really works with all the chaos going around him. So yeah, but Brother Lomas, what do you think?
It is definitely in the S tier. There are on Christmas Day there are two movies that my family loops all day: Christmas Vacation and A Christmas Story. So I watch this movie multiple times every Christmas season. I love it. There's like this strange throwaway line in it that just I lose it and no one else even thinks it's funny. It's the same scene where you're talking about with dog food where he goes, I just wish we hadn't given to all that money to the televangelist who was sleeping with his secretary. What about kids, Eddie? His kids can fend for themselves.
Yeah.
I just love that line. I don't even know why.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Well, Austin,
Sure. I would have nominated the original one myself because I think the original one's one of the great road trip movies of all time. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have a Christmas movie, sure, why not have Christmas Vacation? It's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll leave it in the S tier.
Especially like the neighbors, like Julia Louis-Dreyfus and the other guy, are just like I don't know, Margot, like why is the carpet all wet or whatever. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, but we were back around to Papa West again. So you got another one you want to pick?
Okay. I am gonna go with. You can go ahead and stop right there, Jordan. You actually just passed it. I'm gonna go with another classic, another top favorite of mine. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Not the police. You're gonna call the Ghostbusters.
Yep.
4 old men fighting ghosts. What could go wrong? Actually, a lot. No, we talk about quotable. This is another one of the quotable movies. Never cross the streams, and then at the end we have to cross the streams. You said not to cross the streams.
Yeah.
And then you also you also have we were doing fine until Dickless shut off the power grid. Is this true? Yes, Your Honor. That man has no dick. Ghostbusters is fantastic. It is going in the S tier.
Oh yeah. Richie?
Yeah, this is about to be brought up eventually. And it is really funny. I feel like this has been talked about in the community ad nauseum, so I don't really have much to add. But yeah, like I think S tier is where it sort of belongs. So yeah.
Lomas, what do you think?
I'm going to give it the top of S tier because I'm giving it 2 votes, one for myself, one for brother Mark Haas, because this is one of the 2 greatest films ever made.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I think it'll rank pretty high out on the S tier. Austin, what do you think?
Well, yeah, it's fucking Ghostbusters. It's S tier.
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything. It's fucking S tier. Yeah, it's in my top 64 favorite movies of all time. Yeah, of course.
Yep. Yep, same with me. It made my top 64. So I mean, there's not a lot you can say that hasn't already been said. But like Ghostbusters is just one of those movies that almost transcends cinema. Like it's a part of pop culture. Like you see the merchandise everywhere. You see the like Marshmallow Man. You see the little ghost doing the little like logo thing everywhere. Like it's just something like if you see that like, well, even like someone from like a third world country, you see that logo, you're gonna recognize and know what that is. So yeah, I mean it's an obvious S. So I think it's gonna probably be right at the top. So I'm just gonna throw it up there for now. We'll kind of give it a ranking later, but yeah, we'll give it a final ranking. But yeah.
All right, Richie.
But we'll throw it over to Richie. Yeah, what do you want to go for?
all right, you know what, Austin, I'll do you a solid. Get Vacation up there.
Get Vacation up there. God damn it.
There you go.
Talk about it. It's just like only it's like it's just a great road movie. Just like this like again like Justification, just endlessly quotable, and just I don't know I like you love nearly every like vacation movie, but yeah, this is one of the top ones. I just think it's brilliant. Chevy Chase is just fantastic in this role. I think it definitely belongs in the S tier, and I'm glad we get to talk about it. So Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good. Brother Lomas, what do you think?
I'm gonna say it's S tier as well. There's a lot of very like quietly subtle, really dirty jokes in this movie, but they're delivered so calmly, like until you're like an adult, they don't register. But you watch it now, there's just so many like nasty little jokes flowing under there that are just that always get you. It's definitely an S for me.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think?
Sorry, folks. Bar's closed. Moose out front should have told you. Another great John Candy performance that doesn't come till late. Who's fucking awesome. I had one shot of bad experience on this. May I call you Rusty? I threw up. Just he's so great. Like, I mean, Chevy. Like I said, I think it's the best like just road trip comedy that's ever been made. Like all the set pieces are just awesome. Like the recurring gag with him and Christy Brinkley and her constantly trying to like hide Beverly D'Angelo every time she drives by, like just kind of brush her off and like hold her face back and slick back his hair and like do all this shit. And then, the fact that they killed the dog, like he drives off with the dog and he just doesn't realize it. And the cop describing it like, poor guy fucking probably kept up with you for a mile or two. And then he, just lost it. And it's great. Like her just dying in the back seat is awesome. All the Wally World stuff is great. Like, hey, thanks, officer. This is our first gun. Shit like that. Like, just Vacation rocks, and it gets better every time I see it. I think it deserves to be up there. Harold Ramis just directs the hell out of this thing. Like, I think it's awesome. So, yeah, I'll put Vacation solidly in the S tier.
Yeah.
I had to. One of my favorite. I think this is parts of the movie is when. One of my favorite parts. Sorry, George. I was going to say one of my favorite parts.
Richie, it's not your turn yet.
You just get
no.
Oh no, hang on. He sort of has a gutful and just got it, and then just goes on this big rant. I had to Google it, but before you go, it's like I think you're all fucking in the head. We're 10 hours from the fucking theme park, and you want to bail out. Well, I'll tell you something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest of fun. You're gonna have fun, and I'm gonna have fun. We're all gonna have so much fucking fun. We're gonna need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn.
We're gonna have smiles off of our faces.
You'll be whistling Zippy Doodah out of your assholes. I must be crazy. I must be crazy. I want to see a moose. Praise Marty Moose. Holy shit. I just this is where you get to that level. It's so funny.
Praise Marty Moose.
But sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
They're going around in the little kiddie ride, and John Candy's supposed to like, be sure to keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times, folks. Have you had enough yet? Like they're just going around the little fucking cars. He's so great.
Yeah, this is one instance where I think both of these movies probably would deserve a spot on the S tier. Like I wouldn't say much for the rest of the franchise, but for these two though, and like one of my favorite parts, like when they take a wrong turn and they end up in like St. Louis somewhere out in the ghetto or something, and so he's like trying to find direction. Like, excuse me, can you please tell me to get back on the expressway? He's like, fuck yo mama. And he's like, whoop. Well, roll up.
Thank you, gentlemen.
He's like, take off there. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. See ya. Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah, but yeah, like I think that it belongs in the S tier. It'll be a fun debate to have to see which one gets ranked a little higher. We can kind of have that debate at the end of the show. But yeah, I would agree.
Papa West.
So yeah, Papa West.
So you know how I haven't watched Christmas Vacation? I haven't watched Vacation either. But it's I know. I have to watch it first before Christmas Vacation though, apparently. because it comes before chronologically.
It's not really a continuity thing going on. I mean, they changed the kids' actors. I mean, it doesn't really follow exactly any kind of continuity. You know, you can just watch it.
I did just look it up. It should also be on HBO Max. I guess I'll do a double feature, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Sounds good. But so I think it's gonna stay in the S tier, so we'll leave it there. And then Brother Lomas, you're up again. So what do you want to pick?
Just to make sure we get to talk about it, I'm going to go with one film on this list that I think can rival Ghostbusters. Probably not for everyone else, but for me, it is The Burbs.
The Burbs. I knew The Burbs was coming.
I love this movie so much. It's somewhat in the vein of Better Off Dead, and where it's just about things that are not funny. It's about marriage problems and a serial killer living next door, and they make that into comedy. And it is an infinitely quotable movie. And it is the one movie Tom Hanks should have won an Oscar for. It's breathtaking.
Next to Breakfast Club and between Breakfast Club and Golden Child.
Do you see the Goonies?
Left of the Goonies. Left of the Goonies. There you go.
Like, where the frick did it go? Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Features Carrie Fisher's most iconic performance as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Was Tom Hanks' wife? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think?
I rewatched The Burbs. I hadn't seen it in a minute. I had blind bought the Blu-ray kind of for the show, so I could make sure I rewatched it. I give it an A. I don't know if I quite put it into S tier just because I didn't laugh as much as I wanted to kind of laugh. But don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed like the movie as a whole because I dug sort of the mystery horror element of what's going on. You got like the kid from Children of the Corn, Courtney Gaines, like just stumbling and bumbling around. He's like the only one they ever see coming in and out of the house, like dumping the garbage and shit like that. I love Bruce Dern in this movie as like the old vet kind of living across the street. Like he's great. And it's nice to see him kind of like a younger Bruce Dern, because I'm a big fan of him from like Nebraska and Hateful Eight and shit like that. Of course you got your obligatory Dick Miller cameo as like one of the garbage men that comes by like around the cul-de-sac, which is awesome. It's a Joe Dante movie. You have to have Dick Miller somewhere in there. Like Corey Feldman's great as like the dude just kind of like taking it all in and just being like, come on over. Go. No, this is better than anything you're gonna watch on TV. We're gonna watch these guys go break into this house tonight and just like sit on the porch and watch them. No, I mean I dig the whole vibe of the movie. I like the movie. I just don't like laugh a whole lot, if that makes any sense. But I still enjoy the antics that are going on. So I put it like solidly in the A tier. Like I'd be happy if this one made like an honorable mention.
Yeah, for me, like, so I saw this for the first time like this week because I wanted to watch it and prep for this show. And like for me, like might be a bit of a hot take. Like I didn't really care for it that much. Like
this is madness.
I thought that it was fine. Like I didn't really find myself really laughing very much. I really like Corey Feldman's character. Like I thought he was one of my favorite ones when he was just chilling up, like on the porch with his sunglasses, being like, "Hey, dude, like we're just watching what these guys we're doing in this house over here." Like that's a good time. But it's kind of like just like kind of Tom Hanks just bumming around his house, like just taking some time off, and then he kind of sees crazy stuff going on. But like it wasn't really like as compelling as I would have thought that it would have been. I will say that the movie is really well edited, and it's like really well. It's got some really cool shots, like some of the like shots that they do look pretty cool. But probably overall, I give it about a C, I think, for me. So
wow, that's gonna hurt Lomas.
That wounds my soul, Jordan.
It's gonna hurt. And if Moose is still watching, you're gonna hurt his feelings too.
Yeah, right.
He loves some burps too.
I know. But Papa West, what do you think?
I think I love Tom Hanks. He is my favorite actor. I love Carrie Fisher. Of course, grew up on Star Wars. She is my princess. Somehow, The Burbs has always skipped me. I've never actually been able to sit down and watch it. And I've tried so many times. I have never been able to find it. But I need to. I just can't for some reason.
Yeah, you're gonna piss off one of our favorite guests. He just said in the chat, Moose, the Burbs is amazing. How dare you, Jordan?
Yeah, right,
so, yeah, you're gonna piss off one of our favorite guests. Sorry, Moose.
I know.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Moose. Yeah. But
it's not all of us. It's just Jordan. I gave it an A. Brother Lopez gave it an S.
Yeah.
Like I like it.
Moose, if I could find it, I probably would love it.
Hmm.
But I can't find it.
I think it's streaming on like Amazon or something. Like I watched it on one of the streaming platforms. I want to say Amazon, but yeah, you have to check it out. But Richie, what do you think for the Burbs?
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. It's skipped me, but I'll get around to it now that like you've got had high praise for it, so I'll make sure to watch it soon. But yeah, haven't seen it.
Well, for my money, I prefer something kind of more like the Money Pit or something like that. Like
Ugh.
That's just me though. Like I actually like that movie better. Like but the Burbs just really didn't do anything for me. But anyways, but so we got
the Money Pit proves that not everything Spielberg produces is fucking great. So yeah.
But I think that it'll probably end up maybe in an A or something. Like it might get bumped up because we had 2 S's, so like we might throw it a bone, but we'll kind of see.
Actually, there's only 1 S. I gave it an A, and then you gave it a C.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a little lower than.
It's still like low A, but yeah, or high B, but yeah. We'll see.
Saddest thing I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we may not get bumped up into the S, but it might possibly make an honorable mention. We'll see. So, but anyways, Austin, you're up. So what do you want to do?
Shit, I gotta recheck my list. It's been a minute since I looked at it. You know what? I'll go with another. I think we need like a buddy movie with like a cop. You know what? Let's go with what I know is one of Mighty Matt No's favorite movies. Let's go with Midnight Run.
Right.
With Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. Yeah.
Where's it at here? If anyone sees
it's right in the middle there, right next to Meaning of Life and Men at Work.
Yeah,
right there. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is a movie I just came to probably again like 2 years ago, something like that, and then I rewatched it before this. Like Midnight Run's fucking great. Like Midnight Run is just like it's another road movie, but it's got a different dynamic to it. Like De Niro trying to get Charles Grodin like across the country in like 3 days to like make like a court date or something, and he's also he's trying to like avoid the mafia, and he's trying to avoid like the FBI, and they kind of develop this friendship, but it's like Charles Grodin's trying to escape every chance he gets, so he's trying to hang on to Charles Grodin constantly, and he's annoying the shit out of him like the whole movie. And you got Joe Pantoliano like on the other end is like De Niro's buddy, just constantly yelling, "What the fuck is going on? God damn it! Fuck!" Just what are you doing? What do you mean you won't get on the plane, you motherfucker? Yeah, like he's great. Like their chemistry is just awesome. Like I think the movie, it's again another great kind of road movie, but with a different fun dynamic. It's not like a family. It's like these 2 guys, and I just think the movie gets better and better. Like it's another one that kind of ages like fine wine. It just gets better every time I watch it. So I'm gonna shoot my shot for Midnight Run and see if you guys have actually seen it and if you like it too. So
yeah, well, sorry to disappoint. I have not seen it. It's one of those movies that I really tried hard to squeeze it in because I had so many movies. Like I was just binge watching 80s movies, one movie after the next. Because I realized how many freaking blind spots that I had on this list, and there were 2 movies that I almost got to. This is one of them. If I would have had maybe like 4 more hours before we went live, maybe I would have tried to like squeeze it in. Not to say that the movie's long, but I would have tried to squeeze in 2 movies if I could. So this would have been one of them. So, but I didn't quite get to it. So, Papa West, have you seen it?
I have not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Man,
sorry, Austin.
Shame on y'all.
Sorry, Austin. Have not.
Oh, fucking hell.
Hey.
I know at least Lomas has seen it, but god damn it.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I do not think of it as a comedy though. I think of it as like a almost like a crime movie. Like I love the ending where he hands him the money belt. Like I like that kind of, I don't know, the ending, just it's got like a heartwarming ending that I like. But I don't think of it as a comedy. I never have. I've always thought of it more as a crime movie.
We would have had Jonathan Peck.
It's a crime comedy. Just like there's plenty of crime comedies.
I don't think it's that funny. I mean, I don't think Grodin is funny in general, but I just don't think of it as a comedy.
Yeah. Well, with that though, not enough people have seen it, so we got to throw it into the haven't seen category. Unfortunately. So it goes there.
Y'all are missing out. Midnight Run is great. Go watch it. Go listen to Matt Nost. He knows what he's talking about. It's one of his favorite movies.
Well, I think I got to do a little scroll here.
Well, do I get another one since it went to the haven't seen? Wait a minute. That's part of our thing. If it goes to the haven't seen, I got to get another pick. Yeah, that's what we usually do. Yeah, if it goes in the haven't seen, I got to get another one. So, you know what? I'll piss. I think I'll piss Jordan off of this one. And when we ranked really highly on tournament fights, I'm going to go Pee-wee's Big Adventure for S tier. Yeah, that's because it's great, and it ages like wine. It's awesome. Yeah.
Here it is. Okay.
Yeah, Pee-wee, man, come on, another great road movie. We love road movies in the '80s. Yeah, we love Pee-wee. Come on, like it's just again another movie that's just endlessly quotable. Phenomenal scenes, the biker bar, the dream sequence, all the stuff with him and the convict on the road, Large Marge, like just fucking everything about Pee-wee's Big Adventure rocks. Is the reason why. The Netflix movie and the Big Top Pee-wee are not the same. It's because it doesn't have the Danny Elfman score, you know, the Tim Burton direction. Like it's what put Tim Burton on the map. And I think that it just works. Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure just still works even when you watch it. I know not everybody agrees, but I think that movie fucking kills. And yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure for S tier.
Well, I'll say that. Well, I do like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I just like don't love it the way that a lot of people do though. But I do like it though. Like I know you are, but what am I? And then like all the more like the Large Marge and like all like there's some fun stuff in it. But like we'll say sorry, not to piss anybody off, but I do like it better than the Burbs. I'll say that. So I'd rank it higher than the Burbs. So I'm going to give it an A, and we'll see what happens. Papa West.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I was a big Tim Burton fan. I definitely had a couple years where I was just infatuated with everything he did. This movie ruined that. Someone was like, "You should check out Pee-wee's Big Adventure," and I watched it. I'm like, this is the stupidest movie I've ever watched. And immediately ruined everything that I loved about Tim Burton. So that's way too high. It deserves to be at the very bottom of this list at that beautiful tier called F tier.
Okay.
Oh, you're just fighting. You're just a fucking asshole.
No, I fucking hate this movie. I hate this movie. F for fuck this shit. That's what it should be at.
Oh God.
I think he's being honest. I don't think it's a spite, but I think he's being honest. He's being real. But well, Richie, what do you think?
Let's get Steven Shepard back on the show. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, right.
Steven home from work yet?
No. Bring in Jonathan Peck. He's in the chat.
Let's bring on Moose. Moose, where are you? Where are you to talk about Midnight Run and Pee-wee? Fucking great. Come on.
There we go.
I need Moose.
I'm not gonna be mad. This movie's really fun. It's really quite cool. I think, like it's stupid, but you lean into the stupid. That's why it's quite funny. Like you sit to the stupid, and it's sort of charming in its stupidity. I'm not gonna go F. I think A is a good spot for it. So, yeah.
When we're talking about some Tim Burton movies here, are you really going to rank Pee-wee over freaking Beetlejuice? I mean, come on.
Yes. Yes, because Beetlejuice is only in like 10 minutes of that movie. If Beetlejuice was in more than 10 minutes of that movie, I would rank Beetlejuice higher, but he's not. Like, the title character is barely in that movie. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Pee-wee is in 95% of the movie. Yeah.
So, well, that's just me, though. But, Lomas, what do you think?
I will put it at a B. Like, I think Pee Wee Herman is a great side character. Like, there's another 80s movie called, like, Back to the Beach where, like, Pee Wee Herman, like, pops in for, like, a few minutes. To me, that's where Pee Wee belongs in movies. He should be popping in as, like, a spice. He shouldn't be the main course. It's too much of a good thing. So, to me, it's a B. There are great parts, but I don't think that character can carry a movie by itself, at least not for me.
It's like the Minions movie for me. It's like the Minions can't carry an entire movie, but they're great as side characters. Like in Despicable Me, like I love the Minions, but then they made the actual Minions movie and I hated it. So, but where we at on the votes for Pee Wee?
S, 2 A's, a B, and an F because Papa West doesn't deserve to be on the show. So yeah.
Pez, I'll have you know I was invited personally.
I would say B. Like it's a fair compromise, probably. So it's my turn. Yeah, so I got to take a quick look at the. Oh, I know what I want to go for. Yeah, just right here at the top. I want to go for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because, like, I'm a huge fan of Bill and Ted. Like, I almost picked Bill S. Preston for my screen name tonight. Like, I had to make a decision, but yeah, like it's just a lot of fun and Excellent Adventure is the best of the two. Like, I do have a lot of love for the Bogus Journey and even for the third one as well. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Like, I actually like that one, but like none of them hold a candle to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's just so much fun. Just like be excellent, you know, like it's just like a positive message too, and like it's fun with all the music. It's fun seeing George Carlin pop in, get a good history lesson, whether or not it's like super accurate or not. Like it's still fun to just see those characters pop up. So yeah, I'm gonna put Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in the S tier because like I grew up with it and I love this movie. So, Papa West, what do you think?
Yeah, I watched the first two just recently, prepping for Face the Music, and I will say I'm really upset with myself for not watching them sooner. Two great comedies, of course. We're only talking about the one right now. George Carlin is one of the funniest people alive. Another reason he was the funniest person alive. That's a better way to say that. Another reason why I'm really surprised that I did not watch it just until recently. But no, it's a great comedy. I don't see anything wrong with putting it in S either.
Yeah. Like, we got some agreement in the chat here, but Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, this is on the top 64. This is something. Yeah, this is. The chemistry between Henry's and Alex Winter just so great, and then just like I don't know, like it's not for everybody, but yeah, just the kind of I don't know, I really find this movie kind of charming in the sort of you know you got these two like really simplistic characters who but like and then I don't know. I really enjoy the concept. I actually probably would rate like Bogus Journey a bit higher. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it now, I realize it wasn't Bogus Journey wasn't on my list, but I watched Bogus Journey recently, and I'm like, yeah, I probably like this a tad better. But I do love Excellent Adventure, and I'd leave it at S tier.
Yeah, I'd probably rank Bogus Journey higher if it had more actual time travel in it. It just doesn't have enough time travel. They're just like going from like different places. But Brother Lomas, what do you think?
Definitely an S tier. Like, it's just one of those movies that always makes me smile when I see it. Like the scene where all the historical figures are in the mall and all the little cutaways to Napoleon. They're some of like my favorite moments from my childhood.
Little piggy ice cream thing. Yeah.
Behold, he ate the pig. Sorry, but definitely an S for me.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, I'll go S for Bill and Ted. Although I do kind of agree that I think Bogus Journey's slightly better, but Bogus Journey was 91, so we're not ranking that. But like, I just think Bill Sadler in that movie's death is fucking genius. But Bill and Ted is like super fun. It's got great pace. It's definitely one of the better, time travel movies as well. Just a lot of fun. Like the chemistry with Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves is on point. And all the places that they go are just a lot of fun, just here and there. Yeah, and it's fun seeing all the characters kind of running around the mall at the end. All that stuff is great. I'll go with Bill and Ted for S tier.
Guess you can go get the princesses and stuff. Make the princesses their wives and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so with the unanimous S, so I'm just gonna throw it here for now, and we'll kind of like do some ranking a little later. But yeah, we'll throw it back to Papa West. So you got another one you want to go for?
Okay. So this one, Jordan, you're going to go down towards the bottom.
All right. Let's see.
But what happens when a blind man and a deaf man both witness a murder? See no evil, hear no evil.
Hear no evil. Yeah.
Think you just passed it? I don't.
Where's it at?
I wasn't paying attention.
It's next to Strange Brew.
Let's see. Strange Brew.
Above the Golden Child.
Above the Golden Child. Go above
Lomas
the Goonies
is
there.
paying attention. I wasn't.
With the Goonies. Oh,
scoot up.
Right.
Scoot up.
Oh, yeah.
Scoot up.
There it is. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Did you say S tier for it, Papa West?
Wait, is that it?
I don't know if that's it. Is that it?
That's Strange.
No, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's right below it. Yeah.
No, right next to it. You're right next to it. You were right next to it. See, there's Pryor and Wilder right there.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I was like even questioning it myself. I'm like, is this it?
Yes.
No.
It would help if I was paying attention to the screen, but I'm not.
That was
so
a little
I'm
closer to
sorry.
the screen. I kind of have to squint. I'm like, I'm so back so far. But yeah. You say S tier?
I'm gonna shoot for an S tier on this one. Now Richard Pryor plays a blind man. Gene Wilder plays a deaf man. They witness a murder. They're trying to run for their lives. Getting a whole bunch of shenanigans. It is the best. One of the best scenes ever. Gene Wilder's in a girl's hotel room, is digging through her suitcase, and she's in the shower. Walks out. She's in a towel. Screams. He pretends he has a gun in his pocket, but it's just his finger, so he's sticking it out. He's like, hands up in the air, and she puts one hand up, both hands, and puts both, and the towel falls. Great scene. I definitely feel this is an underrated comedy because not a lot of people are talking about it, and I think they should. So I would go with S tier on this one.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie?
I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I remember watching it at my dad's video store back in the 90s. It was So I remember liking it. I remember and I need to go back to it. I do prefer. I think out of the sort of the movies that Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder did, I think I like a bit Stir Crazy a bit better. But it's me. But I don't know. I would. I don't know if it's S tier for me. I would. I don't know. I would almost go. I'll go B.
Yeah, sounds good. Brother Lomas, what do you think?
I'm with Richie. It's a B. If I'm going for a Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor comedy, it's Stir Crazy. Stir Crazy, I can remember the whole film. It's that good, even though it's so old. With Hear No Evil, See No Evil, the only thing I can really even remember from the film is where they're fighting and Richard Pryor is the hands and Gene Wilder is telling him where to throw his hands. So if I can only remember one or two scenes from a movie, then it's not A or S for me. So I'm going B.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin?
B's a perfect spot for this movie because this movie, I think it's a good concept, but I don't think they quite use it to its potential. I actually wouldn't mind seeing kind of a re-up of this movie, or somebody kind of take the same premise and kind of maybe do a little bit more with it. Because I think all the jokes are fairly juvenile and simple with the premise. I don't think they really explored as much as they could. And again, yeah, I think they have better chemistry in some other movies. So it's a fine movie. It's definitely underseen. I do think more people should see it, but I put it in a B tier. Yeah, I think B tier is perfect for it.
Yeah, and I actually haven't seen this movie yet. I grew up a huge fan of Gene Wilder ever since I was a kid, but Richard Pryor is someone that I got into a little later in life. And I love Richard Pryor, and I think that he's amazing. And I've gone back to watch some of his comedy specials and stuff like that. But I've not seen See No Evil, Hear No Evil, so I can't really say anything about it. So, but what are the votes at?
An S and 3 Bs. So I think it's going to slide down into B. Yeah. Probably, but the majority is B.
Let's put it there because even Pee Wee had an S vote. So yeah.
Yeah, well, Pee Wee's fucking garbage. So
Well, according to you.
According to you. Yeah, according to you.
You like to poke
Yeah.
the
Yeah, right. but Richie, you're up again. So
All right.
what do you want to go for?
I'm so much between going for a good movie or I feel like we haven't. The 80s were a good time for comedy, so there's not much shit. But I saw one there that I could probably rant about. And then stop there. You're near it. Drop Dead Fred is fucking annoying. I hate Drop Dead.
Oh shit! I
hate.
Is that movie on here?
Yes, it's near the. It's like just below Roxanne.
No, that's Something Wild is what it is.
No, really? Isn't Drop
Yeah,
Dead? Is it an 80s? Or is it not? I can't remember. I thought that
that's
was
it's a 90s movie. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I thought it was.
Is it?
Well, in that case, I'll go with my
Drop Dead Fred is still annoying, though. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Drop Dead Fred
you're right about that, though. Yeah, but
all right.
Yeah, Drop Dead Fred. I'm looking it up. It's 90. It's 91, so it's not on here.
Damn it! I thought it was 80s. Sorry.
Yeah. It feels like leftover 80s bullshit, though. Is what it feels like.
Yeah. You can definitely see how I thought. You can definitely see how I thought Something Wild was the cover. It's exactly the same kind of book.
Oh, it's the same shit. Yeah, it kind of looks like Phoebe Cates and what's his name, the other guy?
Yeah. In that case, I'll go with one I actually like, and I think I'm surprised I think we need some representation of him because he was big in the 80s. I'm gonna go one of the better action comedies of all time, right top. In my opinion, Beverly Hills Cop 2. I think this movie. This movie is so much fun. Like Eddie Murphy.
Is that the first one?
Like,
all right. Okay. Yeah. That's the second one.
I thought the second one. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm trying to figure it out.
He's just in his element in this movie. Just couldn't do no wrong. Judge Reinhold's really funny and great in this movie. It's like, oh, you just hit a squat card. Yeah, but I know him. He's a jerk. That's funny. I would.
Wait a minute. If you said the second one, it's the other poster, Jordan. The other one where he's standing up is the second one.
Yeah.
Sure about that?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, I got it on IMDb right now. Yeah. Beverly Hills.
Hard to see. Yeah.
Cop 2 is the one where he's leaning up against the sign. Yeah. So. All right.
We can't read it like
it's hard to see,
there or not. Yeah. But. Here, I'll just put this one back. We can keep talking. Yeah.
I'm pretty much done, but I think it's a lot of fun and it's a sort of a great, I really love the series. I know people are pumping for a fourth one. I'm not sure if I want one, but number 2 is I think it's the most fun I have with it, and Eddie Murphy was particularly great in this period. So yeah,
it sounds good. Brother Lomas, what do you think for Beverly Hills Cop 2?
I put the entire Beverly Hills Cop series in like a low A, high B. They're good movies. Like, I don't revisit them a lot. I think the first one is the best out of all of them, just for me. But it's another thing, like, I don't watch the Beverly Hills movies and, like, laugh out loud a lot. Like, I watch them, they're good movies, but I think of them more as an action movie with a really comedic lead as opposed to, a pure comedy. I just don't laugh a lot. I mean, there are a few funny moments here and there, but to me, that's just where the entire series goes. They're what they're supposed to be, but that's just where they are. I don't think they're designed to be laugh out loud funny.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I give this one and the first one both like a B. I actually revisited both of them for this thing. I hadn't seen them in ages, and I wanted to see the first two because the first one, I think has a little bit better comedy set pieces, but the second one has better action because you got Tony Scott at the helm, so it's got a little bit more of an action vibe to it with Tony Scott. I think they're fun, but to me, I think if we're gonna put an Eddie Murphy movie on here, there's one that I might nominate that I think is a better pure comedy that kind of showcases Eddie Murphy. So I think there's better Eddie Murphy movies on the list as far as representation for the 80s. So I'm gonna go I'll go a high B. I don't hate these movies at all. I think they're fun, but I'll go like a B for Beverly Hills Cop. Both one and two, either one doesn't matter. I'd probably put them both kind of right next to each other.
In the same way, I kind of put them both right next to each other. Like they're both pretty good. So is this the one where he's like climbing around a theme park or something? Or like is it?
That's the third one. That's the horrible third one.
That's the third one. Okay, like I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
They all kind of blend together for me. So I can't remember which one's which or like what. Like they're for me, they're kind of all on the same level. Even the third one, like I have some love for. So, but yeah, like for me, I would like probably like I'd put it in the A tier, but a pretty high A though. Like I don't even give it like an honorable mention, but yeah, that's probably where it would end up for me A tier. So. Papa West.
So I'm not gonna lie, I just found out that there was a third Beverly Hills Cop. For some reason, I knew 1 and 2, but for some reason, number 3 just completely skipped me. From what y'all are saying, it's a good thing. But I do love the first 2 Beverly Hills Cop movies. The second one, because that's what we're talking about right now, I would probably go with a mid A on it. Because it is definitely a good action movie. It does have some comedic moments, but I don't think it hits comedy enough to make an S tier. I'd go with an A on it.
Yeah, sounds good. So, what are the votes at?
An S, 3 A's, and a B. So maybe mid A, something like that. Yeah, I mean, it might make an honorable mention. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, we were back to Brother Lomas. So, if you got one you want to pick.
Oh, there's so many I want to pick. So many.
Still a lot.
I'm going to go with one that I think is very underserved, and I'm going to be the only person that puts this in an S, but I'm fine with that. That is UHF, the Weird Al classic. This is like a parody movie of every movie that was released in the 70s and 80s. And I don't know, it just always smiles. Like a lot of the people that became like huge sitcom stars in the 90s, they show up in this movie, like Michael Richards, Fran Drescher. They're all like have these little bit parts. And some of the humor is just so bizarre, like eating Twinkie dogs or having a game show called Wheel of Fish. And I just like that really odd humor that comes out of left field. So this movie always just hit me where I was ever since I was a kid. So to me, it's an S tier, probably alone in that, but I'm comfortable with it. See it if you've not seen
it. Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
So, fun fact, it was about 7 o'clock and about 2 hours before we went live, and I've been up since 4 in the morning. And I had to decide whether or not I needed a nap before the show or I was going to watch UHF. And I took a nap. So I did not watch UHF. And I have not seen it because I have to work again at 4 in the morning tomorrow. So I took a nap instead. So, and literally it was going to be like the next one because it's like free on YouTube and shit. Like it's really easy to find. But like, yeah, I've been meaning to get around to it for ages. And I actually, again, this is another one I have the Blu-ray sitting over there and I've never popped it in. So yeah, I'm sorry to say I have not watched UHF, but I own it. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
I know it's good. I just can't rank it because I haven't physically seen it myself.
Yeah, and I have seen UHF and actually really, really liked it. Like it's been a long time. Like I really need to give it a rewatch because I'm a massive Weird Al Yankovic fan, especially for his music. Like when I was a kid growing up, I listened to so much Weird Al music. I've seen him in concert 4 times, and like he's awesome when you see him live. Like he dresses up in all the suits. Like he dressed up in the fat suit, and he's throwing like some fake like food, like little burgers and fries and things out into the audience. And then he dresses up in another different Lady Gaga suits for Born This Way, and like just a lot of really fun stuff. He has a Michael Jackson red jacket that he dances around and all of that stuff. So that's a good time. But the movie, like I just don't remember enough of it. Like the movie that I need to go back and watch. But I remember really, really liking it. And like since I'm such a huge Weird Al Yankovic fan, I'll give it an A. Like I think that that's all enough for the A tier. So yeah. Papa West?
I too am a huge Weird Al Yankovic fan, and whenever you do a Weird Al, either tournament fight or tier ranker, let me know because I definitely want to be in on that.
For sure.
However, UHF, I've never heard of this movie until just right now. I was going to make a joke for Austin that Austin's going to spend $35 on the Blu-ray. I'm going to watch this thing free on YouTube, but he already bought the Blu-ray, so I can't make that joke.
I own shit. Like, I own over 2,000 movies. I buy shit. Like, I see it, you know, like I'll see UHF Blu-ray for like $5, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll buy it now and watch it at some point. You know, it's just a collection. I do that all the time. Yeah.
This is definitely on my list of I need to watch it. And hey, it's free on YouTube, so I'll more than likely be watching it soonish. Maybe.
Yep. You have no excuses. So yep.
No excuses.
But Richie, what do you think of UHF?
I'm also a huge Weird Al fan. I've seen him live and again.
You got a good panel tonight.
really, I just enjoy stuff, and I've got a lot of his albums. And UHF, I do enjoy. I remember enjoying it. I sort of love that sort of sort of humor. I don't know if I'd put it as high as S, but like I think A is maybe it's a mid A is good for it.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, we barely got 3 votes, but it got there. So 1 S and 2 A's. It'll slide down into A, and we'll see where it ends up.
Slide down into A.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But all right, Austin, you're up next. So what do you want?
All right. So I just referenced Eddie Murphy, and I think if we're gonna have one of his straight comedies, I think to me, and I just rewatched it yesterday because I hadn't seen it in ages. I think it's got to be Off in the Land of Zamunda. It's got to be Coming to America. Like Coming to America is fan freaking tastic. I don't know where it is on the chart there. Scroll around, scroll down.
You're on it right now.
It's right there. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
It's God damn, is this movie good? It's just like one of the better sort of fish out of water stories just I think ever made. Really, it's Eddie Murphy's just so damn likable and pleasant in this movie. He's just so like happy to be anywhere he goes and like any situation. He's just like constantly smiling, like everything. Just he's so happy to be mopping a floor and just like doing shit on his own. Like he's great. The fact that he again. 10 years before The Nutty Professor, he plays like half the characters in the movie, some of the guys in the barber shop and like some of the people at the revival, like it's all like super fun. Come on, Sexual Chocolate is great. I mean, just again, I just love all the little set pieces. Just we require mediocre accommodation or menial accommodations and shit, and then he just takes him to the shithole apartment. He's just super super happy about it. Like all the setup of this stuff is great, and for sure the royal penis is clean. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So I have a bit of a confession. I have not seen Coming to America. That's probably one of my biggest holds for 80s movies. I meant to watch it when the sequel came out. Like I was all like prepped and ready to watch it, and I got super busy and I never got around to it. So it's definitely really high on my list. It might even be one that I watch and do an episode of one of our other shows, Blind Spots, where I do like a full like half hour to an hour review after seeing a movie for the first time. But like even after not seeing it though, like I just like even though some of the quotes like kind of like Austin said on the royal penis is clean, your highness, or like that, or like just like him just walking around just being so happy, just like good morning to you, my neighbors, good morning, or just like
fuck you. Oh, fuck you too.
Yes, fuck you too. Yeah.
Yes, fuck you too. You forget this movie's rated R, and it's so great that it's rated R. Like you forget that, and like because it doesn't seem like an R-rated movie, but it is, and it's great. Come on, it's Sam Jackson's first movie, and he comes in dropping F-bombs too, like in his first movie. Yeah. Like it's exactly what you expect from Sam Jackson, and like even in his first movie, he's great. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, like, sir, did you happen to catch the professional football contest on television last night or whatever? Mm-hmm. Just the way that he says stuff like that. Yeah. But I haven't seen it, but despite knowing like a whole bunch of quotes from it, but Papa West, what do you think?
So they're making a sequel of this movie? What?
We already made a sequel.
We tragically did.
Funny.
Yeah.
Jordan, it was a joke because the sequel sucks. But no, this movie is great. I'm definitely gonna go with Austin. This movie is definitely an S tier. Eddie Murphy's great in this. Arsenio Hall, James Earl Jones, great cast, and then Samuel L. Jackson in like his first movie, dropping F-bombs. It's like the start of a great career. No, this movie is definitely S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up a bit. I was gonna bring this up eventually. It's definitely Eddie Murphy's shining best comedy breakout comedy. I absolutely love this. But yeah, so it would be S tier.
Yeah. Brother Lomas, what do you think?
Even if the rest of the movie sucked, the scene in the barbershop where they're talking about Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis would put this in the S tier, so it goes in the S tier.
Every time we talk about boxing, some white motherfucker got to bring up Rocky Marciano. What the fuck? I'm like, he beat Joe Louis. Joe Louis is 75 years old when he lost Rocky Marciano.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
So it's my turn now, so I got to do a little scroll here. I wanted to find a movie bad that I thought I could throw down in like the D or F tier, but I'm not even really finding anything. Like the 80s is just like has so many dang good movies. I'll do a hot take. So there's a movie here that I think that a lot of people are like way too high on. I think it's totally overrated, and I've watched it several times, and like I do not laugh. I just don't even understand it. But that's Caddyshack. Like I do not.
Don't you fucking say Caddyshack. Don't you goddamn say Caddyshack. Don't you fucking say Caddyshack.
I do not understand.
All right, everybody, outvote Jordan, and let's get this fucker in the S tier. Because we need another sports movie in there. Because Caddyshack is awesome.
Well, I don't get it. Like I don't find Bill Murray funny. Like
oh
even
my
Rodney
god.
Dangerfield. Like any of that stuff, Chevy Chase, I'm just kind of like it doesn't really make any sense. I think the whole gopher thing is kind of stupid. I'm just kind of like just over it. So yeah, like probably like just because that like don't really find anything funny. I can't even think of a thing that I find funny in it. And the fact that so many people love this movie, I got to give it an F tier. Like, it's probably the only movie on
what
on this list I'm going to give it an F tier to, but this movie is just not for me.
No. Here, George, stop. Have you seen Caddyshack 2? Have you seen Caddyshack 2? Then you would put that. You would put that in the F tier. It's because you have nothing to compare it to. Okay, you watch Caddyshack 2, and then it would make Caddyshack look like an Oscar movie. Come on now. You have to see Caddyshack 2 to see how bad a Caddyshack is.
I had no desire to see anything else in that universe. I'm like, no, I'm done. Like this movie did not make me laugh. No. So, but anyways, we'll see what you guys think. Papa West.
This is my other hot take. I do not like this movie.
I'm not the only
one.
Fuck.
I will say I love the Bill Murray and Gopher just whole fight throughout the movie. That is the only redeeming quality I find with this. That makes me like it a little bit more than some of the things on this list. It makes me kind of enjoy this movie. I don't think it belongs in F tier like some movies that are on this list do. I would put this at a C.
Well, like Bill Murray just plays like a total idiot guy. Whatever. Like,
that's the point. That's his character.
That's the point.
Yeah, but
like, what do you mean? Like that's.
He's fighting. He's fighting a ground.
Character is weird.
Jordan. He spends the entire movie trying to kill a groundhog by the most outrageous things ever. Who do you think should be doing that? A sophisticated guy or a bumbling idiot?
Or a moron.
But like,
yes.
We just like a totally unlikable character to me. Like if they would have done something else with his character, maybe. But yeah. But anyways,
you'd probably want him to fight like a squirrel, wouldn't you? That would make it better.
No, not that either. But
yeah,
but Richie
does not belong an F. This movie is great. It's one of the best sports comedies of all time. So yeah, I would go the exact opposite. I'd go S.
Sure. The exact opposite. Well, Brother Lomas, what do you think?
Jordan, I am not going to leave you out there on an island on this one. I do not like the original Caddyshack.
Good.
Everyone in
See?
F2.
I'm not the only one. There you
No,
go.
it doesn't hold up. Like if you rewatch it, it's just a boring
It does hold
movie.
up.
No, it's a boring movie. Caddyshack 2 is the better of the two movies. Like Caddyshack 2 is so stupid.
Don't brother
It is
Lomas off this
funny.
fucking stream.
No,
What
it
the
is
fuck,
hilarious.
dude?
No,
Robert
no.
Stack,
You're
Jackie
done.
Mason,
You're
You just
done.
needed
Dan
more.
Aykroyd trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I like Caddyshack 2 better. It's an F for me.
Ugh.
It's just not that entertaining if you rewatch it.
No. We're gonna have one hot take every episode for this episode. But Austin, what do you think?
No, Caddyshack is Caddyshack is fucking great. Like, what do you guys are fucking high. Like, dude, this movie is one of the best scripted movies. Like, every line in this movie is great. Like, Chevy Chase is subtly fucking hilarious in this movie. Like you do drugs, Danny? Every day, good boy. Like shit like that. Come on, like it's like fucking Rodney Dangerfield's awesome. He's being Rodney Dangerfield, and Bill Murray's great. Like he's doing a characterization that like that's exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Like he's doing it brilliantly, and there's pale imitators like all over the place of people trying to do that character in other movies. Like Caddyshack rocks. It ages very, very well. No, Caddyshack is an S. Like, you guys are fucking crazy. Caddyshack 2. Get the fuck out of here with that Jackie Mason shit.
Well, what are the votes at?
2 S's, a C, and an F, and 2 F's. So right smack in the middle. Caddyshack is a million times better than Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Get out of here.
That is true.
Come on.
No.
And yet, there it is. Come on now.
I watched Ferris Bueller 1,000 times before I watched Caddyshack.
I'd watch Caddyshack 1,000 times before I'd watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But yeah. But anyways, hot takes aside.
Moose, are you still out there? Moose? No, he's not in the chat anymore. Damn it.
I'm just thinking, since this 80s list is just so stacked, we'll do one more regular round, then we'll go to the Hail Mary round, just because we had 90 freaking movies on here. So we'll let you guys pick one more regular one before the
yeah, we'll try to make this round just a little quick so we can get to the Hail Mary round. So maybe like 30, 40 seconds apiece, something like that. We'll try to go a little bit faster, but we'll still get one more regular pick for everybody. So yeah. So we're back down to Papa West, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jordan, there are 9 in the S tier right now, correct?
Yep, 9.
Yeah.
So, and we can only have 10, correct?
Yep.
So one more.
Well, sometimes we have more than 10, but then like that just means that some of the lower S tier ones get bumped down into the A, into the honorable mentions. So I mean, we've had that happen before. So
so we can have more to start, and then we'll bump a couple off maybe.
And then I'll go back to like my ratings, and the one that had like maybe like 3 S's and 2 A's, like those in the S tier get kind of bumped to the top of A, stuff like that. So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for a home run. Try to get this in the S tier. Police officers used to have Johnsons. I'm going to go with Police Academy.
All right.
Another star-studded cast. We just talked up just a little bit. That's Screw. Oh, yeah. It's right above the Screw.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Another.
Wait.
Now you just switch it with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
It's right below History of the World. Right by Moonstruck.
Oh yeah,
Pretty in Pink. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
But with Spaceballs, we were talking about a Michael Winslow, one of the best voiceovers. This is where he becomes, where he really shows off his chops. Steve Guttenberg as Mahoney, a guy who's just doesn't want to be there, but then is trying to do everything he can to get out of the police academy, but then decides to stay. Bubba Smith as Hightower. I mean, I could just go on and on naming off all the characters. But it's just a fun comedy of these mismatched people who shouldn't be cops but are cops, and then they end up saving the day. So it works out.
Yep. Well, sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I had fun with this movie. I am entertained by it, and it's something I will go back to. There's no Police Academy 8. I'm just joking. But
there's excuse me. Actually, there's only 7 movies in the series, Richie. There's not 8 movies. Excuse me. I have the box set. There's only 7 movies. Excuse me. Actually.
7. Okay. Did you know there's 7 Police Academy movies? Apparently there's 7.
Yeah.
I knew of 6. So
That's 6 too many.
How it's forgettable.
So yeah, any of my like I personally want to put an S tier. I would go maybe a high B, but that's just me.
You say a high D or a high B? What did you say?
B.
B. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say. Okay. Brother Lomas, what do you think?
I'm gonna say S, but with the caveat is I don't think it's the best Police Academy movie. There are 2 Police Academy movies that I would have over this, but since it's the only one that we're going to get to, I'm going to put it as an S as a representative of the Police Academy franchise, which has 6 really funny movies.
Yeah, I kind of had to make some cuts because like the list was getting a little long. Like we're like nearing 100, so I'm like, well, we'll just do one of them, I guess. So yeah, but Boston, what do you think?
B. It's fine. I think it's one of the better ones. I think there's like 2.5 good Police Academy movies, and the rest are shit. But I mean, it's fine. I think the cast, like, I like the characters more than I like the actual movies. But oddly enough, I do think the score is really good. I think the theme song is like awesome. Really fucking great. Yeah. So, like, it's really memorable for some reason. It's like it's way better than the it's way better than the movie deserves. So, I'll go B.
Yeah. For me, like. Well, I'm tempted to go S, but just because like the sheer like amount of movies that we have on the list, I'm probably gonna go A tier. But I really like the Police Academy movies. When you rewatch them, like they do feel pretty dated, but they're a lot of fun still. And like one of my favorite scenes is like when they go into the gay bar, they don't realize that they're in a gay bar, and you like suddenly figure it out, all the different signs and everything. Like it's good stuff, but yeah, like I really like all the characters. Like it's a lot of fun. I wish they would make more kind of buddy movies like this that like feature like a big ensemble like this, because this is one of the better ones to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna say A tier. So,
but it's another one into the A tier because it's 2 S's, an A, and 2 B's. So it's right smack in the middle of the A tier again. So it's gonna be tough to decide which ones get those honorable mentions.
I know, right?
Tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll throw it over to Richie. So you got another one you want to talk about?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just if this will be me like sort of throwing away my vote, but can I vote for something that's not a comedy in my opinion?
Sure.
You can try. Yeah, you can try.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't think Breakfast Club's a comedy.
Okay.
I consider it a coming of age drama, and like there's elements of it that can be humorous, but it doesn't try to go for laughs. It's just about this.
It's up here somewhere, right?
Let's see. I think it's down towards the bottom.
Keep scrolling. Yeah.
It's under T for.
Yeah, it's right down by Golden Child right now. Right next to Golden Child. Kind of above Money Pit. Above Man with Two Brains. Right next to Blues Brothers. We're running right under Spies Like Us.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah. So I think it's more of a coming of age drama that these like sort of people, all these like different backgrounds having to come together and sort of sort of having to bond and stuff. It's not like if you're like, oh yeah, I couldn't think of like a funny moment from that movie. It's like, I mean, there's stuff that is humorous, but I don't think I just think it's more of a sort of a drama about sort of sort of being able to accept people's sort of different the differences no matter what sort of like what class they maybe associate with, whether they're the cool jock or the nerd or whatever. But yeah, I don't find it to be like I just think it's sort of it sticks out in this list as not really being like a comedy to me. But
yeah. Makes sense, kind of. So we'll see what everyone thinks. Brother Lomas, what do you think?
100% agree. This is a drama. It's not a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Austin?
Yeah. I think if we were rating, like doing a tier ranker about coming of age movies, I think Breakfast Club would be probably right near the top, along with something like Stand By Me or something like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, but both those movies have characters that spit comedic line. I mean, Judd Nelson's back and forth with the principal, like, does have funny stuff, you know, about raiding Barry Manilow's wardrobe and shit like that. Like, you know, there's funny lines. Some of Anthony Michael Hall's, you know, back things are funny, but yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean like you can have a comedic character or a couple of good witty lines, but it doesn't make the whole thing a comedy. Yeah, I mean, when I think about that movie, I think about when they're sitting around the circle trading stories, and it's just more of a drama. Yeah, I mean, that's like, yeah, I'd go with not a comedy for that, but it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. Just I wouldn't put it on top of like a comedy list. But yeah, if we were doing like a tier ranker, like we probably will eventually of like coming of age movies. Yeah, Breakfast Club would definitely be like S tier material, you know. For sure.
It's actually, I got to add that to the list. Coming of age movies. That's like a solid.
Yeah, we can do that for a tier ranker. That'd be a solid tier ranker because there's a lot of those movies. Yeah.
But yeah, like I kind of added it because like I thought the might be like borderline maybe, but
I saw it on some lists and things like that. You know, like some people classify it as a comedy. It's kind of on that border, so I saw it kind of listed here and there as far as like 80s comedy. So maybe it squeaks in if you can somebody can make an argument for it, because on IMDb it does say drama comedy, so I mean it's both, but you know, more drama than comedy.
Yeah, for me, like I probably wouldn't consider it a comedy either. Like I consider it more of a drama, but it has some fun moments, like kind of more like fun than funny. Like when they're all pulling out their like lunches and you see what each person's eating based on like their different characters, or like when they're sneaking around the school, or they're like doing the little like music montage segment where they're doing all the little dances and stuff like that, you know, like it's fun stuff, but I wouldn't really call it like funny. Like it's not really something that really makes me like laugh out loud. It's just fun to watch. So I'd probably say not a comedy. Yeah. Papa West?
Yeah, Richie, bold strategy using your last pick to say something's not a comedy.
It's not necessarily his last pick. We still got the Hail Mary round, so you can nominate some more stuff. But yeah,
no,
get it out there. Why not?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a good movie. There are several movies on that are in that huge pile that are great movies that should be talked about but aren't comedies. And this is one it doesn't belong on a comedy list.
Yeah, I would agree. So we'll leave it in the not a comedy list. And yeah, we'll move on. We'll move on to Brother Lomas. You got one more pick you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to throw this out here.
One more official pick. We'll still get to mention other movies later, but one more official pick. Yeah. For
me personally, this is an S. It probably isn't because I don't even know if people will have seen it. It's Bachelor Party. This movie is like the movie soundtrack of my youth, and it's so bizarre. Like Tom Hanks becomes like America's, you know, wholesome dad, but like this is one of his early movies, and it's this really, really R-rated, like raunchy comedy, and it's one of the best, like just dirty comedies of the 80s, man. Like a mule dying at a party from doing drugs. It's perfectly 1980s, man.
It's one of the best scenes.
And there are so many great lines that, you know, are like not acceptable in the modern ethos, but like in the 1980s, it was what comedy was. So to me, when I think about like 80s comedies, this is an 80s comedy. It doesn't necessarily translate to the modern age, but I love it. And it is what 80s comedy is supposed to be.
Yep. Well, Austin, what do you think?
Actually, the first time I've seen Bachelor Party. I got it on a double DVD with Revenge of the Nerds. Actually, they're both the same thing. So that was the first time I saw it because I watched the shit out of Revenge of the Nerds, and I was like, you know, I really should watch the disc on the other side and watch Bachelor Party. I haven't seen it in a minute, but I do remember liking it. I'd probably give it like a strong B+ or something like that. I do remember liking it and having good fun with it. It's fun to see, and Tom Hanks just be like a 20-year-old, you know, just again before he started doing like family movies and really before he kind of grew up. Like this is definitely, he's fun. He knows comedy. I mean, there's a reason the dude hosted SNL a lot, and he's got really good comedic tendencies. Like I don't remember having a love for it like I do some of the other movies in the S tier, so I'd have to put it like more like a B+. But I do like it.
Yeah. We're getting some hookers. Yeah, like that's like the like whole thing that like the whole like all his friends are like excited about. Like I actually really like Bachelor Party. I actually watched it because of your suggestion, Lomas, because you suggested 3 movies, and I watched all 3 that you suggested. So, so thank you for that. Yeah, like it was a lot of fun. Like well, definitely it is very R rated. I probably saw boobs in there, probably like 10 different times in that movie. But it's a bachelor party. Like the name just like pretty much describes what the movie is about. But it's fun to just kind of see like the like juxtaposition, because they have the bachelor party, but then you have the girls doing a bachelorette party and seeing how their party goes down compared to the guys' party, and then like both sides don't want the other side to like end up sleeping with anyone or anything. They don't want any cheating going on and that kind of thing. So they're kind of like low key spying on each other and like doing some back and forth. There's a pretty funny scene where like all the like girlfriends and the wives, they dress up as the hookers and try and go undercover, but they end up in some random room with a bunch of Japanese like tourist men, and they're like chasing them around, just like spouting them a bunch of random Japanese and stuff. So there's that, and like the whole thing with the donkey, like doing like actual lines of coke. Like you see the donkey bend over, and there's a line of coke, and he's like, and like does the line of coke. Like it's just so random. It's just like pretty funny stuff. But yeah, I had a lot more fun than I thought that I would. So I'll probably give it a solid A for me. So yeah. Papa West.
This is one that I have not seen yet. It's kind of getting to that list. I should watch this. Jordan, especially when you said you saw boobs like 10 times.
Yeah, there's a lot of boobs in this.
8 is where I'm like, I have to watch this. So the fact that it beats that by 2.
Yeah. Well,
Richie?
Yeah, I'm more. I think I do like Bachelor Party. It is a bit jarring to this is the same dude as Captain Phillips. But yeah, yeah, it is a bit
America's
jarring,
dad, but this one he's like America's dirty like brother or something.
Yeah. I don't have it. I hold it as high esteem as Lemons does, but I'll go B.
Sure, yeah. Well, what are the votes at? We got
S, A, 2 B's, so probably low A. Probably, unfortunately, around the burbs, kind of right next to the other Tom Hanks movie down there. Yeah.
You could throw it maybe right there. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Austin, you got.
I'll use my last pick to talk about a fucking weird movie that is like that I can't understand, that I ranted about the other night on Jacob Barber's show, that I can't understand why people loved it so much or why it was the number 1 movie of 1987. And I think it's just batshit crazy. And that's 3 Men and a Baby. I think 3 Men and a Baby is fucking strange and not as great as people make it out to be. I'm going to put it in the C tier.
Sure, yeah.
Because it's one of those movies, and I ranted about this. I won't go into my whole rant. If you want to see my whole rant, go watch a podcast about movies that I did with Jacob Barber. I ranted about this and Beethoven, about how like you think it's this movie about it's just these guys and they get stuck with this baby and what are they gonna do? Oh goodness! And that's like the first 25, 30 minutes of the movie, and then it gets into a weird mafia drug plot, and they're having shootouts with these drug dealers and all this weird shit. And I'm like, I don't understand this plot turn. Why does this movie need this? We could have just had these guys bumbling around with this baby, and I think that's what everybody remembers about this movie, and they forget about the second half of this movie where it goes off the fucking rails. And like even the stuff with the baby, it's fine, but it's literally you know every beat that's coming. Oh, they don't know how to put the powder on the baby. They don't know which way the diaper goes. Oh no, he's trying to do funny faces at the baby and he won't stop crying. Oh, that's yes, it's funny. It's great. Look, it's fine. It's passable. But yeah, this fucking movie's weird and it goes off in odd directions. So yeah, I'm gonna go C. I think this movie needs to be taken down a peg. I don't understand why it was the number 1 movie of 1987 and not Predator. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, like this movie's fine to me. Like I think that it's fun. I mean, like I always sing the song like do 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 do. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Like that's fun. if you have little kids around and you need something to like sing them to sleep, but it's fun to like see like all the hijinks and the wackiness with this baby, like and these three guys are just totally unexperienced. They have no idea. But you're right. What? Like I never really stopped to think about the weird turn that it takes, kind of like all the drug stuff, and just kind of like
it's like a drug movie in the second half. I don't understand this. Like, why does it need to be a drug movie? That doesn't work.
I never really thought about it like that. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, the movie's fine. I probably would rate it definitely higher than Caddyshack for sure for me. But I would rate it probably a B tier. We'll give it that. So, Papa West.
So I remember watching this movie. I think this is the only time I've watched it. I was over at my ex-wife's parents' house. Her mom is a big Tom Selleck fan. So we were looking and she saw this. She's like, Tom Selleck, I love this guy. We have to watch this. And it was like after the first 30 minutes, it was like, oh, hey, this is what the fuck is going on? Except they're very religious.
Many middle-aged mothers.
Yes, they're very religious. And so the F word was not said by us. I thought it definitely though, but it was just very weird. That change. So I'd put it at the C, probably because it definitely does have some moments. Yeah, it just out of nowhere turns from from this three men and a baby, what's going on, to I don't know what's going on.
Oh, heroin and mobsters! Like, what the fuck? Why couldn't it be like maybe the original mom shows up and there's like a custody thing like Big Daddy, but they're like, we take care of the baby better than you. We should be the dads of this baby, and then like there's a court case. Like that would make much more sense, be much more subdued. Like, why does it have to be drugs? I just don't understand this.
That's like a complete 180. I mean, if the baby did the drugs, maybe it'd be better. But
that'd be something.
Yeah,
but it makes it
crawling over the ceiling and shit. Yeah,
it makes it kind of more interesting for me though that they just have that. I mean, it's kind of random, but it makes it kind of more interesting. So, Richie, what do you think?
Who voted for this as the top movie in 1987? Are you like what?
No, it's not. It's not voting. It was the box office. This was the highest grossing movie of 1987. Okay. Everybody saw this fucking movie and loved it. Everybody loved this movie.
Wow.
The top grossing movie of 1987.
Because I initially thought like critically, I'm like, no. I can't imagine.
No, I mean box office. It stole America's hearts.
I just can't imagine that it'd be very jarring for Siskel and Ebert to go, yeah, this is right.
There's 2 thumbs up. No.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's sort of like the writer had this other idea for a movie, and then but the studios didn't want to greenlit it, so they just shoehorned it in this movie. Yeah, so I'm like, I'll do my drug thing in this movie for no reason. But yes, I think there are merits to this movie, but yeah, I think C is a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Lomas, what do you think?
It's a C. Everyone may have saw it, but nobody remembers it, and nobody goes back and watches it again. So it's definitely a C.
Yeah. To see the only person that ever watches it
is there's a movie there with that plot from the second half about these guys getting a weird package from Ted Danson as this corrupt movie star, and them mixing up packages with something else and getting involved. There's a movie there, but it doesn't involve a baby. There's no reason for that.
Yeah,
there's nothing neat.
It's two really good movies put together.
Yeah, smashed together.
It's two interesting movies that have nothing to do with each other, smashed together. It ruins it.
Yeah,
I'd say 3 Men and a Little Lady makes a lot more sense because it's like more of a custody battle kind of thing that you're talking about. Yeah,
Predator.
Well, I mean, even the plot summary, when you pull up the basic plot summary, when you look up the movie, it mentions nothing about the drugs. Nothing.
Yeah, it might be a little jarring to some people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it right at the C tier. That seems about appropriate for that movie. So, I want to bring up one of my favorite movies from the 80s and try to shoot my shot for the S tier. We'll see. I know people either love this movie or they think it's kind of kind of overrated, but I got to go with the Goonies though. I'm a huge, massive Goonies fan. I think that it's one of the best kind of ragtag a group of kids movies that just go on an adventure and they end up finding like an actual pirate ship and pirate treasure, and they have like really cool adventures through these caves, and they have really fun characters. Like my favorite character is probably Data. Like I just love all the like little gizmos and gadgets that he had. Like when he found the $50 bill, like all that stuff, and then like Sean Astin's really great. Even Josh Brolin playing the older brother, like seeing him ride the little girl's bike down the hills, like always funny to see for me. So yeah, I think Goonies, like the score's great. Then you have the Fratellis, which are like a solid kind of villains for the movie. So yeah, I'm gonna say Goonies definitely deserves an S tier for sure for me. So we'll see what you guys think.
Jordan, I definitely did a truffle shuffle on one of our shows, right, on camera.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Should I bust it out again for the new
sure,
panel?
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yes. Yeah, do it.
Does anybody want to see it? Sure. I'd have to stand up to do it. Yeah? No? Yes, no?
Yeah.
All right, Jordan, you might want to put me. Is there a way you can you shift the camera to pop me up on a bigger screen so people can see it?
No. Only way I can do it is just temporarily, like take.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Make sure.
I mean, you can make him the only person on the screen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's fine. This is fine. Everybody can see me, right? All right. I gotta do the truffle shuffle, right? That's all right. Ready? There we go.
Yeah. The 80s about a solid truffle shuffle. I'm glad that you're not embarrassed to just do it.
I'm not embarrassed. I've done it at work. I've done it everywhere.
Nice. But
I took a screenshot.
But anyways,
screenshot.
What was up next?
It should be me.
All right, put the chair back up. Yeah.
I'm wearing the shirt. Goonies never say die. Well, it doesn't say Goonies, but it just says never say die. That's sloth. I've been called chunk more times than I can count. I've been told to do the truffle shuffle more times than I can count. This is a fantastic movie. You brought up Data and you missed the best part. I'm gonna go set up booby traps.
Oh yeah, it's the booby traps.
Booby traps. Booby traps. That's what I said.
Yeah. Yep.
My only thing. This is a fantastic movie. It's not really a comedy.
Oh, you don't think so?
It has some comedic parts, but this is more of a coming of age film. Adventure. I don't know. Adventure, coming of age. I don't know how to vote that because I don't see this as a comedy.
Well, fair enough. Richie, what do you think?
I'm sort of in the same boat as Topper actually. I like this movie. I don't love it, but it has its moments. But yeah, I would sort of view it as more of an adventure movie, but that has good comedic. But I don't know. I wouldn't strictly vote not comedy, but I wouldn't put it in the S tier. I would say B.
B, all right. Fair enough. Brother Lomas?
S tier comedy. You have Thanos and Samwise Gamgee fighting over a woman in a cave. Classic hilarity.
Yeah, classic. Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think?
I didn't grow up with the Goonies. I came to it very late, like in my 20s, so I don't have that connection to it. So that might skew my voting a little bit. I think it's good. I think it's if we were talking about like adventure movies or these sort of not like a scavenger hunt thing, but Indiana Jones type adventure movies with like kids, I'd probably rank it pretty high. As a straight comedy, I'd probably go more B tier. But yeah, rather than S.
It's definitely a comedy because they glue the penis on upside down on the statue. That's like straight up like zany comedy right there. Come on, right?
And there's also a really heartfelt quote about wishes, which is so funny.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
It's not funny. Yeah,
right.
That was sarcasm. It was
like wishes, whether they throw the coins down the well. Or
this was my wish, and it didn't come true. So I'm taking it back. Who laughs at
my
It's
time.
not a comedy.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy, Jordan.
Well, you're the only one, so
Richie said it wasn't a comedy either.
I almost voted on comedy, but I thought I had enough in there to go. Okay, whatever.
We still ranked it. So, what are the votes at, Austin?
3 S's and 2 B's. So
all right, so
it's got enough S votes there, but it's like kind of on the border because of the 2 B's.
I'd say that it probably stays at the bottom of S, maybe. But the thing
for
is,
now, but if we go into the Hail Mary and one gets more, it's going to get bumped.
Yeah.
So we're going to see.
Yeah. It'll get bumped for sure, probably. But yeah, so we're in the Hail Mary round, so.
So we'll get this done quickly before Lomas has to leave. So how this Hail Mary works, in case you have not done it before, basically you guys take another look at the list. If there's anything else on the list that you believe, and you can name as many movies as you like for this, you can mention as many ones, because what I'm looking for is crossovers. So and whatever movies you think still on the board are either S tier or like a high A. Go ahead and mention them, and then I will take any movies that received more than one vote, like any kind of crossover mentions, and we will go back and do official votes and rankings for them, but very quickly, like 10, 15 seconds a pop. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? But they're just going to be very, very quick. So, but I'm looking for those crossover movies that get more than one mention is what I'm looking for. But you can name as many as you like from the list. Yeah. So either reference the private chat or the Facebook thing if you want the whole list, or if there's just something on the list you think is on there that deserves a mention. But that's what we'll go with. So
maybe since Lomas has to leave it in just a minute, we can let him go first and like have some picks first, just in case you got to jump off at any moment. You know.
Yeah. So. All right, Lomas. Anyone you want to shout out?
Yep, I'm gonna throw out. Where did you go?
And I'll write them all down and look for crossovers. So just give them to me.
I did the slow scroll, kind of back and forth. And
I'm gonna go Weird Science, Back to School, Princess Bride, The Great Outdoors, and Adventures in Babysitting. I'd all throw those in the A to the S tier.
Yeah.
Okay. Babies.
Sounds good. Did you get?
Okay. All right. I think I got them on Weird Science, Back to School, Princess Bride, Great Outdoors, Babysitting. All right. Got it.
All right.
All right. All right. So we'll jump back down to Papa West. Any ones you like to shout out? And you can shout out the same ones he did, because I'm looking for crossovers if you agree with any
looking for crossover. So it would make sense to say some of those movies. I'm going to go with
you can say anything. Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay.
Yeah. Big Trouble in Little China, History of the World Part 1, Ghostbusters 2. I will do a crossover. I will say Princess Bride.
Okay.
And then Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
And Top Secret too. Top Secret.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right,
Richie.
I've got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Fletch, Meaning of Life, Big Trouble in Little China.
Hang on, slow down. I got to write these down, so slow down. Slow down. I have to write them down.
All right.
Slow down.
All right.
Planes, Trains, Fletch. Okay.
Meaning of Life.
Okay.
Big Trouble in Little China. Stir Crazy. And Top Secret.
All right.
Oh, and this is Spinal Tap. Sorry.
All right, Spinal Tap. Gotcha. Spinal Tap. Okay. Got it. All right. So, okay, I'm trying to. Alrighty, and okay. I will go Naked Gun, Blues Brothers, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, as far as like a high school comedy, and Raising Arizona.
Yeah. Sounds good. So yeah, we'll try and go slow here because I probably have a lot. So, but let's see. I'll probably say. Let's see. I'll say. Clue for sure. I'll say that. I'll say Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'd say Men at Work. I'm way higher than a lot of people on that movie.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Raising Arizona, definitely. Let's see here. Oh, Strange Brood. Like I'm probably way higher than a lot of people on that too. Let's see. Oh, The Great Outdoors. The Naked Gun. I've got a lot. And probably Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit's not a comedy.
Well, it's on there, so I'm going to say it.
It's my tournament fight's favorite movie of all time, but I would argue not a comedy. It's a noir film.
Sure, yeah. A noir film with comedic elements.
Well, yeah, but Breakfast Club is a dramedy with comedic elements. Doesn't make it a comedy. Anyways, so all right, we got a lot of these, so I gotta write them all down here. So give me just a minute, talk amongst yourselves, and I will tally the things. I circled all the ones that had crossovers. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, my other hot take would have been the movie Fletch. Like for some reason I don't get that movie. I would have rated it low. Wouldn't rate it an F though, like a D probably.
All right.
But that's just my other hot take. I think every other movie on this list I at least like in some degree.
All right. Well, we got a lot of crossovers. A lot of ones that got 2 or 3 crossovers. Not unanimous, but all right. So I've got 9. So we've got to go through these fairly quickly with quick rankings. So. All right, so we'll just go around the horn in the same order every time. Just give me your quick ranking. We'll start with Fast Times. Papa.
You said Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yes.
Yeah, give it a quick ranking, like just say
Yep. I'm gonna go with a B.
Okay. Richie?
In my blind spot, haven't seen it.
Richie.
Lomas?
B.
I'll go A.
I would have said A.
2 A's and 2 B's, probably not going to make it. Not really. I mean, we can leave it.
Yeah.
If it's not going to make it even really make it worth like a contender, at least for honorable mention, probably won't even bother.
Yeah.
Princess Bride, Papa West.
I'll go S.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's crossover.
Yeah. I'll go A.
It's crossover.
S.
Yeah.
Overrated C.
Ooh, really? Let's say S. So yeah, S for sure. So where's it at?
Princess Bride, maybe Goonies has higher rankings, and that one barely squeaked in.
Well, Goonies isn't a comedy, so.
Well, let's put it at the top of A. I think it's enough to like be there. So at least get.
It's on the border. It's on the border, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll throw it there, but
okay. All right, next one, 3 of 9. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah,
I go with a B.
Richie?
I would go with an S.
Yeah. Lomas?
A.
Yeah. Austin?
Really solid A.
I'd probably say, A. With A.
All right.
So,
S, 3 A's, and a B. I mean, it could get thrown up into the A tier. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's it at here? Let me see. P, planes, trains, and automobile. It's Why am I not seeing it here? Does anyone see it?
It's next to History of the World.
Up at the top of the screen
next
now.
to History of the World.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, there it is on the bench. Yeah, there you go. All right. So the next one's going to be Big Trouble in Little China. So Jordan can look for it while we're getting the rankings.
Yeah.
Papa,
Okay.
Big Trouble.
Go.
Big Trouble, S tier.
Yeah. Richie?
A.
Lomas?
One of the best movies ever made, but it's not a comedy.
Yeah.
A.
I would probably say S tier, yeah. So where are we at here?
It's on the border and a not a comedy, also, but it's
yeah.
on the border.
I think it's more of a comedy than the Goonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is too.
We'll put it like here. Yeah.
All right. So next one's going to be Top Secret.
All right.
Papa West, Top Secret.
Yeah, that's at the bottom. I'm gonna go with A.
Right.
Yeah, I'd go with A as well. A.
Almost.
A.
Austin.
I haven't seen it. I have the DVD sitting over there.
Watch it.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either. So, yeah. So, but
with 3 A votes and barely A votes, yeah, I guess, but it's probably not going to make a splash.
You can put it. Yeah, I'll just put it.
I guess
I'll just throw it up there, like just to be a contender, you know. But yeah, what you got?
Roger Rabbit.
Okay. Papa West.
A.
Yeah.
Not a comedy.
Richie. Yeah. All right.
Not a comedy.
Not a comedy.
Not a comedy.
Ooh.
An overall movie, it's S tier, but it's not a comedy.
Because I do think it's a comedy, but
it's a noir. It's a noir film. It's a noir film. It's absolutely noir.
It's a noir, but it's a noir / comedy though. Like it like has there's enough comedic elements. I feel like, but
3 people voted. The majority voted not a comedy, so it's not a comedy. Yeah. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. It's not an indictment of the movie. The movie's awesome. It's not a comedy.
I love the Goonies. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's just not a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 left real quick. I know Lomas has to leave. Last 3. Great Outdoors. Great Outdoors. So, Papa.
West.
I have not seen it.
Oh, all right. Richie.
B.
Okay. Lomas.
Solid S.
Yeah. Austin.
B. I only saw it recently. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I would say S for sure. So
2 S's, 2 B's. 2 S's, 2 B's.
So probably in the A tier. Let's see. And it's down here, the Great Outdoors.
Right next to Golden Child and Little Shop.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll throw it in the A tier.
All right. Next one's going to be Raising Arizona.
All right.
Papa
West.
I'd probably go B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say A.
Yeah.
I'll go B.
Austin.
A plus.
And I would say A plus as well for Raising Arizona. So what are the votes?
3 A's, 2 B's.
Right.
So yeah,
we can throw it up there. Yeah, the low
I
A.
Guess. Yeah. And then one last one. We're almost done. With the crossovers, a lot in the A tier. There's a lot of good of good comedies in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
A lot of good comedies. So everybody take this list and look at it. Those are all good. They're all worth watching.
Solid comedies. Yep.
Yeah. And the last one is The Naked Gun, the original Naked Gun. So Papa West.
A.
Down at the bottom, Jordan. Or I just saw it and you scrolled. Yeah. Right there above Turner and Hooch.
He's on a bullet.
Yeah.
He's on with a bullet on it.
Mm-hmm.
I see it here. I'm just going to see where everybody votes. Just real quick.
Yeah. So Papa said A. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go A.
Yeah.
B plus.
Yeah. From Austin.
S.
I'd say A plus.
All right.
For me, so what are
Another
the votes?
S, 3 A's, and a B. So again, another kind of mid A.
Yeah. So mid A.
A lot of really good comedies. There's a lot of really good ones. So we'll see which ones. And then before Lomas goes, we'll get one last quick word from him. I know he has to leave. I know he's on a hard out. I think we'll just get maybe your like top 5 out of the S tier. Just get your votes. You know what I mean? Like what would you put? Maybe top 5, and out of what we got so far.
Yeah.
And even if there's something in A that you think should be in S, that's fine too. Yeah. So give me your top 5, and we'll take that into consideration.
All right. Number 1, Ghostbusters. Number 2, Burbs. Number 3, Spaceballs. Number 4, Christmas Vacation, and number 5, Major League.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, Lomas, we know you got to go, man. What do you got to plug? Where can we find you, sir?
Yeah. Where can we find
As always, I remain in Ohio, and that is pretty much it. You can find me in Southern Ohio. It's always a pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, we'll look for you next season in the Schmodown to hopefully get some more matches. So.
I hope I do, man. Look forward to it. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We'll see you.
All right.
All right. So now we just have to just do it.
Okay. So technically we have 10 in the S tier right now. I'm going back. This is why I keep track of the votes because it's very helpful. So yeah, all the ones in the S tier will probably stay. The only thing we'll have to quibble over is which 3 out of those dozen or so in the A tier make the honorable mentions.
Yeah, right.
That could be the tough part.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what we'll do is, we'll start with the S tier and maybe kind of maybe get what everybody's. We'll start with maybe top 3 are. Kind of like I was, and we'll kind of go from there. So, Papa, what would your top 3 be out of there? Do you kind of agree roughly where it's at? What would your top 3 be?
I would put Ghostbusters and Spaceballs where they are. I'd move up Major League. Major League would be my 3.
Okay. Yeah. And Lomas kind of said something similar. So, Richie?
I'd go Airplane, Ghostbusters, and then Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I'd go Ghostbusters, Spaceballs, Airplane.
For me, I'd probably go for like pure comedy. Like, I'm thinking pure comedy. Like, I gotta go probably with Christmas Vacation, and then Spaceballs, and probably National Lampoon's Vacation. So.
Okay. I heard enough Christmas Vacation and Major League. I think those 2 will kind of get bumped into the top 5. Bill and Ted might get bumped out of the top 5.
You could do that. Yeah, so like Major League probably.
So maybe Major League, Airplane, and Christmas Vacation. Too. Yeah.
Like maybe I don't know how many people said Spaceballs. If anyone else did. Or,
Ghostbusters is 1.
Yeah, that one's 1. So. Oh, I meant to put that.
I'd go Spaceballs number 2. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, same here.
I'd put Airplane above. I'd put Airplane above Bill and Ted. Me personally.
Yeah.
Anybody else thoughts? We're just kind of open thoughts here. So anybody else, agree, disagree?
Shouldn't we put Airplane in front of Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, I would. Me personally.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
I thought it got more people wanted it.
But
we got 3 votes saying yes, so I think it does.
Yeah. For me, like I even put Bill and Ted above Airplane for me. Like
you're alone on that one, unfortunately. Yeah.
I like it better. So.
That way.
Well, you also think Caddyshack is an F tier movie?
Is worse, yeah. So.
It is.
I think
you also think Goonies is not a comedy. Come on,
it's not.
We're splitting hairs here. Come on.
It's a fantastic movie. It's in my top 64.
Yeah,
it's not a comedy.
All right.
I'm wearing a Goonies shirt right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I go Coming to America over Vacation, or even Bill and Ted. But that's just me.
I've never seen Coming to America, so I can't really say on that one. So, but
I'd put
whatever you guys think.
Vacation.
I'd put it above Vacation.
I'd bump up Vacation for me, probably above Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. I think
it's just me. So like maybe Bill and Ted moves down. Coming to America maybe like goes up here, and I'd say Bill and Ted might move down to like right above Goonies, maybe like that.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
What about Uncle Buck though? Like the Uncle Buck stay up there?
I could put Uncle Buck above Coming to America or Vacation. Me personally, more sentimental value to me, but I may be alone on that.
Put it.
I'm okay with that.
For me, I put it in between Bill and Ted and Vacation. That's where I'd put it. But
Richie?
I mean,
well, Uncle Buck, I would put it. No, I'd put it below Vacation, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
What I would do. So
you want to scoot up Coming to America and Vacation and put Uncle Buck kind of behind there and flip flop them?
We put it right
there.
Right there. That looks solid.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That for a top
and then,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now comes the tough part of trying to figure out which 3 honorable mentions out of these things.
Sure. Yeah, like man. I feel like maybe Revenge of the Nerds because like it's like one of your favorite movies of all time. Austin.
Well, and it's a college comedy. We don't have any other college comedies on there. I think you have to have like a classic frat boy debauchery, like, you know, jocks versus nerds, like college comedy. I think Revenge of the Nerds kind of is the best version of that from the 80s, at least for me personally.
Yeah, because like
I think if I'm I make a pull for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles to be up there as well.
I would also say Police Academy.
Yeah, Police Academy. I don't go Police Academy at all. I don't think it's one of the best ones of the 80s, honestly.
Yeah, like,
it's fine.
Revenge of the Nerds is the only one that I can get on board with that. Like, I like The Princess Bride being there. Like, that's one of my favorites. Like, I love Princess Bride. So, that's just me. But let's see.
I'd punt for either Planes, Trains, or Naked Gun, maybe, to be out there.
I would pull for Naked Gun.
I'm just zooming in. What is this movie here? I'm like,
Better Off Dead.
Okay, I'm like,
well, I know Lomas would go S tier, you know, one of the best, and so would Richie.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I'm meh on it, but
yeah,
Papa West may be the deciding vote on that one because me and Jordan are both kind of meh on that. But
yeah,
on which one again?
You didn't see it? Better Off Dead. Did you say you hadn't seen it?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, like between Police Academy and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I'd probably go Planes, Trains for me. So I mean, I'd be okay with that being in the.
I'll concede that. I'll put Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Well,
above Police Academy.
To me, here's my only thought. I think we have enough John Candy up there. I think we need to do something besides John Candy. Like we got Spaceballs and Uncle Buck and Vacation. Like I know he's the goat of the '80s, but like I feel like we have enough John Candy up there.
I
mean, Big Trouble in Little China.
No.
Yeah.
Dang it.
We could. I love Big Trouble in Little China. Like would like replace it with the Goonies if it were up to me, but. But
I mean, should we throw Lomas a bone even though he left with Better Off Dead in one of the honorable mentions? And it's one of Richie's favorite movies too.
I mean,
it's two of our panelists' favorite movie.
I mean, may as well. I mean,
I like it. It'll probably grow on me.
You could do Revenge of the Nerds and then Better Off Dead and then
Princess Bride and Better Off Dead. I'm okay with that. I don't love Princess Bride, but I get why people love it.
I do.
But I mean, I don't personally, but I get it. I'm fine with it. I own the Steelbook Blu-ray over there. Like I fucking own it. Like even though I don't love it, it's the same shit. Same story with all these other movies. Like, I fucking
my ex-wife was here. Princess Bride's our favorite movie of all time. We had Princess Bride stuff through our whole house, like everywhere. So we had like pillows and blankets and like magnets on our fridge. We had everything. So, but
yeah. All right.
I think that's solid though. Yeah.
Is that solid?
That
okay.
For
cool.
me, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to break it down, Austin.
Yeah, I'll break it down. All right, make sure I can see all these. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So for our 80s comedies, it was a stacked show. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on this one. We got number 1, we've got the very classic Ghostbusters. Number 2, we got Mel Brooks and Spaceballs. Number 3, we've got the baseball comedy Major League. Number 4, we got this classic Zucker parody movie Airplane. Number 5, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And number 6, we got Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. Number 7, the original National Lampoon's Vacation. At number 8, we've got Uncle Buck with John Candy. Number 9, we've got the classic buddy movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And number 10, we've got the adventure comedy The Goonies, and our honorable mentions for this evening is the classic college comedy Revenge of the Nerds. We got John Cusack and Better Off Dead, and another fairy tale comedy, The Princess Bride.
Yeah. All right.
Good job, everybody. Another tier ranker in the books. Very nicely done.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, there's a lot of fun. The 80s are just really, really stacked. If you see here, we left a lot on the table, you know, like there's just like tons of good movies.
I mean, we didn't even talk about like Big or Robin Williams or Good Morning Vietnam or like, I mean,
night comedy.
Yeah, I know, I know, but it's got again. There's enough comedy in there that we included on
like
the list. Like
original
the funny
Beverly Hills
stuff is
Cop,
funny,
you know, or like 48 Hours, like a lot of those. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of good
Fast
stuff on
Times.
there. Yeah, I like Back to School is a lot of fun if you like Rodney Dangerfield. Again, 48 Hours is another fun. 48 Hours is another fun Eddie Murphy, kind of cop movie. Really good.
Yeah, 48 Hours was the last movie that I watched right before we went live, and I watched it for the first time. It was good.
Yeah. It's a lot of good stuff.
But thanks again to our panel for joining us tonight. That'll do it for the tier ranker. So we'll just go on the horn. You can tell us where we can find you. Like if you have anything you want to promote, all that fun stuff. So we'll start with Papa West. Where can we find you?
You can find me all over the place. Facebook, Jacob E. West. That E is very important because there are several Jacob West, but only one with the middle initial of E that will post it on Facebook. You can also find me at TMG Entertainment. What's that?
The E for Ernest? Is that what it is? I'm like trying to guess your middle name.
No. Keep guessing. You can find me over at TMG Entertainment. We have our debate shows I partake in and help out with judging, producing, all that fun stuff. And I also do a generally once a week sports show called TMG Takes the Field. I missed last week, but I'll be doing one this week. And then also over at TMG Trivia, where I run singles and teams. We are in the middle of our singles tournament. This guy over here has a very important matchup coming out pretty soon. We have two other great one that I'm really not excited for because I have to ask 50 Shades of Grey questions. So fuck you, Matty G.
Yikes.
I'm just glad I'm not writing them. I have somebody who's like, I have so many questions about that. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But I love you.
Imagine as the question writer, you have to go back and watch at least like bits and pieces of these movies to like get questions.
Yeah.
yeah. But Richie, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me online. Yeah, I can. I'm on. I've been on here for quite a number of times. A couple more times coming up. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, okay. Keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I'm taking on Papa West at TMD Trivia soon. So yeah, I'm around.
Nice. Well, Austin, do you have anything you want to promote or talk about?
Yeah, I'll just talk about the other two shows I just kind of started sort of co-hosting. So you can always find me on these shows, obviously. Tuesdays, Friday, Tier Ranker Tournament Fights, I'm always going to be on here. So you can always find me here. Oh, yeah, stay busy. But Jacob Barber started a show called A Podcast About Movies, and our first episode is live over on his channel, so you can check that out. It's over on we linked it on the Shimoda Friends Family, all that jazz, so it's over there. And then myself and Henry Confidential, a.k.a. Henry Sanchez, started a show called Let's Rank Stuff. And so it's another kind of ranking show. And we got our first episode out where we talk about the Rocky franchise. And this week we're going to tape another episode to come up just after Christmas. We're going to talk about and rank Tarantino movies. So we'll be doing that pretty soon. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And I made it 2 hours in the wide shot. Like the lower table didn't affect me like at all. So like my back's doing fine. But like I always see people broadcasting from their couch and everything. So like in my other room, I have a 70-inch 4K out there that I want to eventually try and do a setup so I can be able to broadcast from my giant couch out there. But that'll be in the works maybe in the next few months. But just a few things that we have coming up here. So I'll give you a little preview of some topics. We're gonna be out for Christmas, obviously, so we're not gonna have another episode until Tuesday the 28th. We're gonna be doing the best movies of 2021. So we'll be just breaking down the year in movies to kind of end the year, and then we'll be following that up on the Friday after doing most anticipated movies of the year. So we're gonna take all the movies that are coming out in 2022, and we're gonna put them in the tournament fight. So that should be a fun time. Then we also have let's see, we have we have best basketball movies coming up as part of our sports series that we've been kind of doing off and on. And then we also have a Team Ranker Fights battles coming up. We're going to be doing our guilty pleasure movies coming up. So we're going to put 16 of our favorite guilty pleasure movies that most people would say that we're crazy if they find out that we like a certain movie. So we have that coming up. And then we also have Henry Sanchez's top 64 movies coming up too. So Henry's already reworked his list like 3 different times and like sent me multiple iterations of the list, and he wants to make sure that I can watch them all. So you better make sure that you watch all of these. So I'm sending this to you early. You can get started on it because I want to be able to talk to these about. Well, I talk about these movies with you, so I'm like, sure, yeah, like just send me the list and I'll start watching.
Well, he's doing on his other channel. He's debuting his new top 100 about a week before, and I'm going to be on that panel, so I'll jot down a few of those movies and see anything I haven't watched. So yeah, but then still, it doesn't matter because they're all going to be randomized in the bracket, so we don't know what's going to come out on top. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but if anybody watching ever wants to be on the show, to be a guest, or if you have any topics you might think might be an interesting topic to do for the show, you can contact us on all of our social medias at Movie Hero 2121. You can also we have an email that's moviehero2121@gmail.com, or you can just DM me or Austin. You can just let us know if you have any ideas for anything. So like we're always open to that.
We definitely got one topic out of this. We'll definitely have to do a tier record sometime of coming of age movies. That definitely is like one topic we need to get out of there. That's a big good one. Yeah.
And Weird Al songs.
Well, that one might be a fun Weird Al songs. Do a tournament fight of 64 Weird Al songs and do a tournament fight and see what comes out on top. I think that'd be a good one for a tournament fight topic and have a little fun with it. And then that one we might actually post the list so everybody can make sure they've heard everything and then throw them in the list. Yeah, that'd be easy to research for. Listen to some good Weird Al songs.
But damn those copyright laws, we can't actually play them on the show.
We can't play them on the show. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That'd be cool if you could, but
Amish Paradise for the win.
Yeah, right. Amish Paradise or Trapped in the Drive-Thru. That's one of my favorite 12-minute songs. I'm just a big fan of that song. Because the parody of that, that really long.
We could sing them.
Yeah, we could sing them. Yeah.
Instead of playing, sing it. You can't get
Yeah, you can sing it. Yeah, you can definitely sing lyrics.
Well, once had a road trip where like literally. So I drove 8 hours from Boise, Idaho to Salt Lake City, Utah, and we sang nothing but Weird Al songs without any music playing. We just sang them like from memory because we knew all the words. Like we were like huge nerds doing that. So, but and then also you can find the poll with our top 10 and our 3 honorable mentions going up tomorrow over in the Showdown Friends and Family group. And then also if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, we're making a big push for subscribers. We're going to be doing a giveaway soon. We've been talking about that, but we're kind of reworking like some of the like trivia question things we're going to ask. So like we'll definitely like we sure to let you know when all of that's live and everything. So yeah, but that's where you can find us. So yeah, but thanks again, guys. This was a lot of fun as always, and I'm excited to talk best movies of 2021 coming up on the 28th. So yeah.
Is that tier or tournament? I can't remember.
That's gonna be, I think, a tournament. Let me double check. I want to say. Best movies of 2021. It's a tournament fights.
Tournament fights. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So that'll do it for all of us. So for Lomas, for Papa West, for Richie, for Austin, I've been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and we'll see you guys next time.